but.
Welcome back, everybody, to the March to GaryCon. Yeah! Brought to you by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms.
Hey.
For us, this is episode 2 of our Search for Gaxx, a little 3-shot. I'm Jason Charles Miller. I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. Let me introduce our players. I'm going to start with who I see on my screen, which I'm sure probably isn't what you guys see on your screen, but I'm the Dungeon Master, so what I do goes, I guess. Here we go. We're going to start with Vivka and Snacks. Tell us about yourself. Tell us who you are.
Hi. I am Vivid Vivka. My name is Vivka. Vivid is a descriptor. I am online a lot. You can find me on Twitter and everything, but I'm going to be here for the next couple hours playing my new favorite character, Snacks. SNAX, thank you. And I'm a kobold barbarian, totem warrior. I am 2.5 feet, 30 pounds of pure fury and low intelligence. And I can't wait to be an agent of chaos for all of you.
Excellent. Abria, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Abria Iyengar. I DM and play games and sell dice and enjoy Dungeons and Dragons. Today I am playing Karina, your Vidalcan Circle of Stars druid, 7 feet of, kind of a weird complex about guiding bolts. And they learned last week. What will we learn this week?
You learn not to be afraid of guiding bolts, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the other guy should have been.
B-Dave, please tell us about who you are. Introduce yourself, please.
The shameless product placement of my own mug at the
That
moment that
was
you say that I'm
so
like,
good.
Wow, the BDW mug.
You know how we do.
How do I get one of those mugs, sir?
You got to know people, and I am people. So again, all right.
So I know B-Dave, and therefore should have a mug.
That is true.
Welcome to your desk. Sorry.
What? You get a mug.
Yes, we all get mugs.
B-Dave Walters, I say words about things. You can find me wherever fine streaming content can be located, including just before this playing Vampire, now here doing a D&D. I am playing the Nato, who is reborn, who was once Drow and now is something else.
Not quite living, not quite dead.
Came back haunted.
Adriana, tell us about your character and tell us about you.
Hey, so my name is Adriana, or Adriosa online, Adriosa Gaming online everywhere. I am playing the Tiefling Ranger, half Tiefling Ranger, Grath, who is good. She's good, and she's been thrust into this leadership position, and it's a little new to her, so she's kind of getting her footing as a leader of this group. And yeah, that's about it so far. All we know about her.
Excellent. And boy, my great friend, Eric, please introduce yourself.
My name is Eric Campbell. You can find me at 16-bit Eric pretty much everywhere. That's my Twitch channel and my Twitter handle. I am a game master, primarily known for what I do with Star Trek and the Stream Punks, but today I am a player, thank gods. I get to play finally. I'm playing Leaf, a full-blooded orc monk that practices the way of mercy.
Excellent. Okay, well, so I'm going to give a little recap really quick.
I'm going to grab my game notes.
Just to let everyone know who hasn't seen the show before, didn't watch last week. So you're all couriers for Ganzerg's Interdimensional Delivery Service and Security, GIDS for short. At the beginning of our adventure, we started in the stolen Githzerai Adamantite Citadel that you live in, that your boss Ganzerg commands. And he had a very special mission for you guys. You guys are Squad 4. There's 4 squads that work for GIDS. You're Squad 4. But he wanted you to tell this particular client that you were Squad 1, mainly because Squads 1, 2, and 3 were not available. But if you do this right, you're going to get a promotion. So what happened was you're interdimensional. You're metaversal. You've done missions in in the Dragonlance world. You've done missions in Eberron, you've done missions in Greyhawk, you've done missions in Faerun, and today you're doing a mission in Okorum, and Evander the Wizard has hired you to take a parcel that he has once again emphasized you not open this parcel. And I forget who's carrying the parcel. Is it Thanato that's carrying it? Okay, you're carrying the parcel
over my shoulder, under my shield.
Yep. And you met his annoying son Gartholomew, who doesn't want to be a wizard. He's a bard.
We fully
maybe he's
support
only
him.
annoying
Not
to Evander.
annoying.
He's not annoying to you guys, right?
Yeah, he was a darling. He was a national treasure.
We fully
Very
support
talented.
him.
Very talented.
He was none of those things.
We
I
fully
enjoyed
support
him.
him and his choices.
So your mission is to travel about 30 miles through the desert of the Blighted Lands, through Okorum, to Gaxx, this mysterious city that has appeared in the middle of the Blighted Lands and kind of disrupting. There are people that live out there, and it's sort of disrupting the ecosystem and the area. Monsters have been seen. You rescued some villagers from some scorpions, and then you came upon what appears to be a temple of the Musri, who are blue humans that live in the area. You know, the Blighted Lands are blighted because of a cataclysmic magical explosion that happened many years ago, and so it's not crazy to deduce that these blue humans may have somehow been a byproduct of that explosion in some way. But where you are right now is you're inside a cave where you just defeated 9 cultists, well, either 8 cultists and the cultist leader, and you're inside this what appears to be a small temple. There are pews on either side that lead up to the this raised platform where there was a cult leader that was completely exploded by Karina.
Now abstract art.
And who, if anyone didn't see that before, you already had a buff on you from Thanato that gave you double damage. Then you rolled a natural 20, so it was basically quadruple damage, 102 hit points, I believe.
It was the grave domain. You made him vulnerable. Is that right?
Yes, to be more specific, I didn't help her so much as hinder him.
Fair enough. Okay, he was hindered. He took double damage.
I made salsa.
I believe it was 104 was the number I recall. 104.
Yeah.
104. Okay, sorry.
26
Don't
to
wanna get that
52 to
wrong.
104.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was muted because I cackled at salsa.
So yeah, I think so there are 9 dead bodies scattered about the room, and there is a large face carved in front of the raised platform area. What would you guys like to do?
Leaf is currently reapplying the wraps across his fingers, kind of retightening them. And every time we've ever had a battle, anytime it leads to like mass death like this, Leaf always looks very drained afterwards. He always looks like he just it's what somebody would look like if they were suffering from like genuine remorse or sadness, but is keeping a stiff upper lip. He just looks kind of drained a little bit as he's just kind of rearranging his finger wraps and looking at everybody.
Okay.
Making sure everyone's okay. Just kind of like looking around at his party members to make sure that everyone's moving okay and then no one needs help.
Yeah.
We're used to seeing Leaf like this, yeah?
Probably yes. It's kind of standard. He also Leaf doesn't complain about it when stuff like this happens. He knows this is the job. He doesn't like lecture, but it always affects him.
I think Karina does the like as Leaf like passes by, kind of does the reach out and then thinks better of it.
I had been raging during battle, so I currently have the zoomies, and I'm like zipping around like in between your feet and running around like playing leapfrog over the dead bodies and everything.
Well, while Snacks has the zoomies, Grath is going around grabbing her arrows that missed that are still intact.
They didn't explode.
No.
Thanato, I don't look at him, but I hit Leaf with prestidigitation to get the blood off of him, but I do not clean it off the rest of us.
well, when Leaf notices the stains like pulling up out of like just a few smattering across what straps of cloth that he does have over his chest and also off of his knuckle rafts, he looks at his hand and just smiles and nods and looks over at you and just nods thankfully.
And I would like to search this place because we've been told there's an abundance of magical shite in the area. So take a look.
Great.
I will join in the search.
I
Excellent.
just
Would
want
you-
to know why they're blue. Why are the humans blue? I'm
Would you-
taking this too personally.
Were
There
blue.
was like an explosion or something, I've heard. Some
Would you-
distant story.
both make either perception or investigation checks, whichever you prefer, and let me know what your scores are.
You're only blue on the outside.
Let's see.
The fates are not being kind to me. That's a big old 12.
I guess should we all do this? I guess we should all just take a look around. Yeah.
I'm happy to
Ooh.
assist.
I can't. Yeah.
Are we look investigation or perception?
Whichever you feel is would be better for you.
Oh, okay. I got a 15 in
Okay.
in perception. So
Perception.
Actually, you know what? I am going to leap on one of the
Oh, wait.
bodies and
Oh,
start
I
digging.
forgot. No. Clear that.
Digging.
Click perception. There we go.
Detective Mittens.
That's even worse. So I rolled a 10.
Okay. For those of you who rolled 10 or under, I would say you had a good chance to loot the bodies and sort of see what fell out, and then
I got a 13
Graph,
or
you
an
got-
18.
you
for
got an 18.
investigation.
So Grath and Karina, you do notice that there is a sort of discolorization. If you're looking at the face and to your right, this whole thing is ornately carved in sand and sandstone. But to in the right corner, you do see some discolorization that makes you want to search over in that area too. But why don't we handle what you guys found first, and then we'll work on that. So with you noticed, because a couple of the cult leaders, or rather the couple of the cultists, took a few hits to go down, you realized under their blue robes that they were all wearing scale mail. So that kind of explains that a little bit.
Okay.
And
Scale mail.
they all had maces. And what's interesting about the mace is that it has a roughly hewn face that looks a lot like the face on the wall.
Wow.
On the head of the mace, on the thing that would hit you.
Looks like they had money for standard issue uniforms at least. And then
Yeah.
he looks at one of these maces and says, Leaf just holds it up and kind of regards the face and looks up at the sculpture on the wall and says, "A shame how much talent went into creating these things to be used for such frivolous means."
agreed.
I am holding on to the handle of one of the maces, and I'm just like, and like slowly like dragging it inch by inch, being like, I can take this with me. I can. It's very heavy.
You can pick it up though. I mean, you're a strong barbarian.
Okay, well then never mind. I don't
Yeah.
do that because I can pick it up.
It's like a mall for you.
But we enjoyed the drama of it. It was good.
Mhm.
Do I recognize? Can I roll to recognize?
Oh yeah,
this
maybe a
big
religion
head?
check or something.
Yeah,
Please, yeah, go for it.
sweet. Can I do history instead of religion?
History or religion, yeah.
Cool. I forgot I can just
This
use
is the
this.
first-
Ah, digital dice roller.
Are you rolling
No.
religion or history?
Come on, D&D Beyond.
History, and I got a 9.
Well, I'll roll religion, and I got a natural 20.
Wow. Okay. Well, remember, you've never been to this plane of existence before. And you never really knew much about this place, but I would say with the natural 20, you know for sure. I'll tell you a little bit about a little more about the Musri. Hold on.
Some
one
unusual ways of knowing things.
Yeah, like give us a vibe check. What's the vibe?
Ooh,
second. The vibe.
check.
The actual numbers.
I mean, you've
I cast detect vibes.
you feel pretty. You're feeling pretty good about yourselves right now. You just had a major battle. You just won a major battle. So that part's not so bad. Hold on, I'm gonna find something. I think like what you discovered is that the humans are blue. These humans are blue, not by any means of, by unnatural means. You found in one of their pouches, you found like this strange fruit that you don't recognize, but you realize that fruit sort of looks as if maybe they were rubbing that fruit on their skin, maybe for protection out in the blighted lands. So the reason their skin is blue, you've deduced with that natural 20, is because they're actually treating their skin with this strange fruit.
Ludo and Craig, I guess.
That would be something to really hold up in front of our ranger to see what she thinks, being the survivalist. Like, especially because you're a horizon walker too, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that would
So-
definitely, yeah. I would want to flash that to her. Just
Yeah.
hold one of those up and look at her kind of questioningly.
They on to something or
Why? I'm trying to understand why. What are they trying? Are they trying to communicate with another realm? What is going on here?
How tall is Grath?
Grath is about 5'8".
Okay, well then I figure you're holding
Tiny.
it. I'm gonna be at your feet, like jumping up, trying to see it as well.
Oh, and Grath leans down and lets Snacks kind of check out this like weird blue fruit. The blue fruit, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah,
do you
I-
make of this, Snacks?
I grab your wrist and I'm like sniffing at it, just like.
You're gonna let
And
Doesn't taste particularly good when you
yeah.
lick it.
it does not, or it does.
No.
I give it one more lick to be sure. You got to check twice.
Okay.
Mm.
Here, I'll roll and make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it tastes like crap. Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't taste good.
Always gotta check twice. Can I would like to like can I figure it out? Can I look at it? Do I know anything? Like, could I roll for some sort of information? Do I know anything about this?
No, you don't. You
Nothing.
Mm.
nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I roll for some
It
more?
feels like it feels like it's native to the area,
Okay.
but it doesn't. It kind of reminds you of an. What's interesting is it sort of reminds you of an onion, but it's not it doesn't feel like a vegetable because but it has layers, but it's really goopy and gooey. You know, like kind of like sunscreen. That's sort of what it feels like, that they're using it as sunscreen, but that they've been using it for so long that it turns their skin blue.
It literally dyed them blue.
Okay. Okay.
Like
I
I
would-
feel like Snacks would love it, but Vivka is having a very hard time with it.
I would collect whatever is left off of them. Like when we get stuck out in the sun, we might be happy for this. So if
Yeah.
I don't put it on, but I do take it.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Let's
Yeah.
take some of this for reference, I guess.
You do also find, amongst the 8 that were on the lower area, you get about 23 silver pieces from them, and then where the leader has exploded, though, you do see remnants of plate armor that has just been ripped asunder, and there's a few other items sort of like scattered about.
Who the hell's wearing plate armor out here?
I'm gonna sniff around, check those other items, see if there's anything worth getting my sticky claws on.
You find a ring that
Ooh.
looks interesting to you, and a keychain with some keys on it.
Oh gosh.
Breathe, Snacks, breathe.
I know this is a lot.
many
So I
shinies.
take both. I look at them. I look at the party. I look at them. I look at the party. I walk over and pull at Karina's leg, and I offer the ring. Pretty for star.
And that was how the romance began.
I go down on one knee. No.
I do.
Just
You're
mace
like
in the knee. Bang. There you
Yeah.
go. Right.
I give you the ring, and then I go over to Leaf and offer the keychains, but I'm looking at you really weird as I offer it to you.
He reaches down and nods to you and holds them up and looks at them for a second and jingles them. And then he notices you swatting at them like a very excited feline and just kind of keeps jingling them. He says, "This did have a positive side to it after all."
If not, I help you feel better. Keep jingling them.
She will fight you if you stop.
The orc, despite himself, can't hold it back and just goes and clips the keychain off to the side, and he does kind of tug on that scraggly patches of beard that he has running down his jawline, and turns and looks at all of you and says, "The plate mail, did it belong to one of the cultists, or was it the remains of someone the cultists perhaps encountered? And who would wear a plate mail out in such an unforgiving environment?"
It must have been a traveler.
Must have been.
What do you all think?
I don't.
I would like to hit a ritual detect magic to
Great.
see what's going on in here.
You beat me to it, sir. Good. Well done.
We're ready. We're ready. You definitely get the vibe that the ring is magical.
Ooh.
And you know what? Since more like 80% of our party are like professional DMs, I've refreshed my memory with detect magic. Does it actually identify it for you as well in 5e, or
Not what, just the school of magic.
Identify.
Yeah.
Identify will say what it is, but theoretically, if it's got like abjuration, conjuration, necromancy, like theoretically that
Yeah.
would know.
School of magic, but not what the item is.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
so it'll actually tell you the school of magic.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
The good news
One
is
second,
that-
and I will
Yeah,
tell
because
you.
there's like a radiant ambience depending on like what kind of arcane energies were used to create the thing. But identify, which I think is level 2.
Yep.
And it's a ritual, so that's
It takes a while. Yeah.
Do
remember
not
that.
has. However, I will say
Not a cleric.
detect magic lasts for 10 minutes, so I'm sort of gonna like roll around this place, you know. See, like,
Yeah. No problem. Yeah.
Yep.
See what there is to see.
Hmm.
I could tell you.
It's not on my spell list.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not 100% sure what form of magic that ring would be off the top of my head, and I'm looking it up, and it's not telling me. So,
Well, let me ask you just this one thing in
Sure.
in vagaries. Does it radiate with hostility?
no, it is not. It
Is
does not
it mad
produce-
at us?
do we hear a dark form of Elvish in our heads?
Why shouldn't I keep it? You know. Why
I don't
not?
get that
That's a good question to
reference.
ask.
Why shouldn't I keep it? You should not. You should never be proud of ignorance.
Proud of that.
Yeah.
Deep in your brain, you hear, take it to an appraiser.
If she's holding it, I just look at it and I'm like, put it on. If something bad happens, we'll just cut off your hand. You've got another one.
I don't like anything you just said, but I am gonna put it on.
You put it on.
No, Graf, if I have to, you do it. Don't let him do it.
I have to.
I'll do it. I'll
but
do
my
it.
blade is a little blunt right now.
Damn, I
I have
missed
like
play-
the
I-
axe there.
I'll do it.
I
Oh,
missed.
Snacks offered.
I missed this so much, you guys. I miss D&D so much.
Yes, I'm good. Well,
I'll make
We
sure
are
you
again.
don't bleed to death. It's fine.
Thank you, I think. Well, are we going to take a short rest? Is everyone okay? Does anyone need to be
Did you
topped
put-
off? Health?
Before anything, Grath would like to kind of kneel down onto the ground and detect any sort of portals. As a Horizon Walker,
Oh yeah.
she'd like to
Ooh.
detect any sort of like portals. I think it's within a mile of us.
You mean just like
A portal to another plane. Just
within a mile?
just Horizon Walker things.
Nope, not within a mile.
She gets back up. Well, this wasn't a total loss. Shall we take a rest, team?
I look around at what everyone is doing and I want to fit in. So I put my hand down on the ground and I go,
I cast detect sleepy times bed. I detect bed. I'm very tired.
Sense a bed too, and I think it's time we should get a little bit of rest. Do you want to rest in the this bloodshed here, or shall we travel back to our original campsite? How do you all feel?
Here's as good as anywhere, I think. I just say like very much like
For you.
sitting in between the bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Well, Karina, did you put the ring on?
I
You said-
did because I'm
Okay. All right. Cool.
asking for a problem.
Yeah.
No, you feel actually it makes you feel pretty good. You feel a little bit I would say you feel like there is an aura or an air of you feel a little more confident. You feel a little more protected when you wear that ring.
Nice. Oh, this must be what you feel like all the time with your shield. Someone hit me.
I'm having,
I do it.
I'm having
Okay.
flashbacks
Right,
right
I'm like,
now
"Snacks
of
now."
that scene in the elevator in Big Trouble
No
in Little China
weapon!
after they drink the potion.
Yeah.
But I feel pretty good.
No hitting each other. We should be resting right now. Who knows what
Hold
lies
on.
around?
Look, we're about to take a little break, and I just want Snacks to kick me in the shin very hard, please.
Okay, if you both consent to this, do it.
Go, Snacks, go! No
Okay.
weapons.
oh,
Shield? Shield
Um,
bash?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
and I like lean back, gear up, like start pattering my little legs and boom, take off full force to just right like just right in the knees, just try to sweep her out.
Okay, I guess roll the hit.
Okay. Let's see.
Well, the natural 20. I think the first time I jumped out of the way, but then we have to reset. Like, I'm sorry. I asked for this, but I got scared. Do it again.
Unarmed strike. Well,
I very
usually when I
much-
shield bash, it's athletics versus athletics.
Yeah, but she's still a natural 20. Yeah.
Oh, it was a wisdom
might get a
save
natural
for me to
20.
run away. That's fine.
No, I was just saying, I hold Karina's hands and like turn her back like trust exercise. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, just look at me. It's fine. I'll be over in just a
Okay,
second. It's no
okay.
big. This, yeah.
I'm gonna get
I
hit.
mean,
It's gonna hurt.
You got a
Yeah.
natural 20. I got a 21,
It's okay.
but you got a natural 20.
That was me jumping out of the way the very
Mhm.
first time, and then we reset. And
Mhm.
with Thanato's help, I'm like, okay, if I just don't look at her
like,
doing
no.
it,
Right before
She's like way
I
on the other side of the cave. She's nowhere near you.
right
Cool.
before I miss you, I take my shield because I wasn't actually going to hit you. I put my shield on the ground and jump on it like a surfboard. And in my head, you just lift a leg up and I just
Yeah.
like right under it.
Yeah. Nice.
If you consent to that head cannon.
Yeah, I love that.
I think at this point, Leaf is going to pull out just like a small piece of meat from his rations and he's just going to start watching this as he's just,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Try again. I won't move this time, I promise.
Yeah. Just close your eyes. Think of happy things.
Uh
All right.
I'm going to take my glaive and I'm just going to right at the back of the knees do that push that I saw on TikTok that makes people just fall over. Just
Okay. All
Tight.
right.
yeah.
So that would be just a regular attack.
Okay, sure.
So I would just please roll for attack.
Okay, that's a 22.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, well okay. Well,
like
you
that
definitely
this
got
is how
hit.
we
I think
test
you
things.
feel like even though she hit you, you feel like maybe the ring helped you avoid a little bit more than usual, if that makes sense. You still got hit, but you feel like maybe the ring or something, you felt like extra agile with that, or extra just sort of like, I don't know, it didn't hurt quite as much. Let's just say that.
So
I'm immortal now. This is a very good ring. Thank you.
No, no problem.
So spellcasters watching at home.
Mhm.
That's why you always have an identify spell in your arsenal, even if you're never going to use it.
Yo, this
Sure
is
to-
why clerics are important. It's not about healing. Someone needs identify.
Bold of you to assume I care what it is.
I feel like we figured it out. I'm a god now.
I just like when that happens and you're like, oh, I'm invincible now. I hold my mace out and erupted in green flames. And I'm like,
Okay.
No more.
And I
No.
walk on the other
Well, I
side of a
mean,
dead body and like
it- then
sit
we-
next to it.
it's the only way to be sure, though.
Nope. I start
I-
complaining about everyone to a dead body.
I
This is why
didn't.
they all play too much.
I didn't get the memo that we were stopping, and I tried to do the same glaive, like knock out the knee thing to Thanatos. Thanatos.
Not
I was calling you
Nato.
Thanatos. Thanatos.
This is close enough. Although, no, you know what? I'm
I
not
know you're gonna win.
I'm not gonna give in to pettiness here because I'm not above it. Okay, well I guess.
Oh no,
roll-
it's not
roll quick.
pettiness. I'm just really
no,
excited.
no. I could do something petty, but I won't.
Oh boy.
Yep. Roll it.
I mean,
Let's see.
honestly, I hope it fails, and I just push, and you don't move, and you look at me. But
Hmm.
we got.
But honestly, if she pushes against me for a second, I just go like, ah, and just like collapse backwards, like super soccer match flop, holding the back of my leg. Like, ah.
I
just hold up a
absolutely
yellow card.
leap on his chest, exhausted from my rage, and I curl up in a tight little donut and immediately go to sleep.
Okay, all right, fine. We're gonna take a little bit of a.
Okay.
Even though I don't sleep, I pretend like I do.
Yay!
At this point, Leaf is going to, as all of this is happening, Leaf, he's going to pivot and sort of like so that his back is facing everyone and he's facing like towards the back of the wall, and he just leans over to Grath with a small grin up over his tooth, his large tusk in the front of his face, and just says, "It's good to have these moments of levity." And then he looks back and kind of just acknowledging everyone being ridiculous, despite the fact that we just had this violent encounter, but seeing the decompression from the group right now and the bonding that is inadvertently happening as everyone's trying to beat the crap out of each other for fun. He looks back at Grath for a second and then nods down specifically at Thanato, who we both know carries a huge burden that he doesn't share with people because of everything that's happened. His whole attitude, the darkness he carries with him. And I kind of nod to him as Snacks is curled up on his chest and he's like played with Snacks and then gone to sleep. He doesn't say anything, but he lets the small smile on his face communicate how these little moments of chaos and how important they are. And he just kind of nods and looks at you, Grath, and says nothing more. No complaints, no judgments. He just kind of nods.
Grath begrudgingly returns the look. You're right. Could have been a lot worse. And I feel like everybody kind of needed something like this. We've been on that ship way too long.
There's going to be more of them. He says kind of grimly, nodding back to the pile of bodies at the back of the cave now.
You're right. Is this really a good spot to rest? In their ritual room?
I don't know. It's the most guarded place, but it has to be known.
You're right. We are out in the open otherwise.
Don't forget there was that area in the corner that
We haven't
even- statue.
Yeah, the discoloration we haven't poked at yet. But who was it that uncovered that? Was that Grath or was that Karina?
Grath and Karina both noticed it.
Yeah.
With
Okay,
Google.
so I don't even know about it yet. So then I'm just kind of nodding as Grath is talking then.
I mean, I would have detect magic did all over this cave though. Like, I mean, like the carved face would have been high on the to-do list before the cuddle puddle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And
No, I
Karina
mean,
will come over after bitching to a dead body
Sure.
about how
His
everyone plays too
face
much.
doesn't feel magical at all. It just feels like a statue.
All right, but before we really settle down for the night, everybody, should we just check for making sure everything's secure? And there was a weird crumbly part of the statue face thing. Did anybody else notice that?
I did. There's some.
Oh.
Let's
It's in the
go
corner
over
of the
and look.
room.
Yeah.
Sorry, it wasn't the statue. It was to the right of the statue, sort of behind.
Oh,
There's
was it
some
like on the
nonsense.
On the
wall?
wall. On the wall.
Like a crack
There's-
on the wall, like Zelda.
Sort of. Yeah.
There's
The
some nonsense in the corner
discolorization.
if you want to go look at it.
Nice.
with
Let's
me.
go. And I join Karina. Let's further investigate this.
Yeah. Would you guys mind rolling investigation checks for me?
Yeah. Oh God, I don't trust the digital roller.
I don't either. I need my dice. My dice are behind me.
There we go. 16.
All right, let's roll. Let's roll. It takes
11
so
on the
long.
dice.
Jeez.
I forgot that like
come on.
the Dalkin are big old nerds.
What? Okay,
What up? Into
rolled-
wisdom.
I rolled a 6. Oh, can I use my passive?
Oh yeah, no, I saw your question in our. Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, it was perception, right?
Yeah.
15.
Okay, so Karina, you are fairly confident that you've discovered some sort of secret door.
So probably not safe to sleep here because who knows what else is beyond.
To note,
Right.
I am absolutely out yipping and kicking in lizard puppy dreams.
You
Snacks
fight
is
another
already asleep.
scorpion.
Great.
Was that roll high enough to like ascertain how to interact with it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Should we open the door? Is the question.
Oh, you see there is a door, huh?
Oh, this is a door, and I want to open it very badly.
You want to open? Oh, right now? Wait, if that's a door,
So the
we should tell
smart
the others.
thing. Well, let's be very clear. The smart thing is to post a watch while we get some rest and wait for our people that very much enjoy violence to be up and at 'em. What I want to do is just push the door open right now. So
See, while she says that, I just point, like, slowly lift my arm as to not disturb Snacks. I just poke in my eyes like this, and then lay back down.
Okay, I think Thanetto has us covered. Shall
How
we?
do
leave.
because Reborn are a newer character class or a race technically. How do they rest?
Like a warforged, I just don't sleep. Like if to recover spell slots, I need to sit undisturbed for 4 hours, but I'm conscious the whole time. Like I'm never in a state where I'm unaware of the environment.
Okay.
I just kind of like have to not do stuff for a little while.
Yeah.
But I'm never
You're
asleep.
Schwarzenegger in
Yeah.
Terminator 2 standing guard by the window.
Exactly.
But if like an army were to like shoot through that secret door, you'd see them, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I
just
mean, I'd
theoretically.
have, I mean, you know, BT dubs. Yeah. I'd have the same chance to notice as anything. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, great.
That was a very scary hypothetical,
Yeah,
Jason.
you know what? I'm just making
mean, like whatever, you know,
Isn't
like
that what
put stuff
D&D
out
is? You just
there.
yeah,
make it
we're spitballing. We're spitballing.
We'd all notice a
Yeah.
giant army coming through a
up.
door.
Yeah. It's all right. We'll block it up. Mhm.
Okay,
Okay,
so you
okay.
guys are going to take a
Bodies.
short rest. I'm assuming.
Oh
All
God.
right, all
Are
right.
we going short or long?
Short rested. Well,
Sure.
I'll follow
Cool.
y'all's lead on this.
All right.
Short
I'm
rest.
just saying, I'm a very tired little lizard dog.
That's
Well,
right. You went ragey rage, McRagers.
I think just short right now because even though I used up a lot of stuff, like we just like we're like an hour out of camp already, right? Like I mean, because we were trying to travel in the night, so like we're just more or less starting the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good to continue.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you have rages left? Are you okay? Should we like go to
Maybe.
bed for longer?
Yeah, I'm all right.
maybe
Hey, so real quick, taking the short rest, I'm going to use that as a chance to roll my hit die to get some hit points back.
Yes.
How do I do that on D&D Beyond? Does anybody know?
Yes.
What
when
you would do is you would roll. You would bring up a regular die on the left there. If you look at your character sheet, on the left there's just you can pull up like a D10 or whatever your
Yeah.
hit dice is.
Mhm.
Roll that, and then
Okay.
you mark it on your sheet. There's a little short rest area. Hold on,
Sure.
I'll actually look
when you
at
click short rest, it actually has like a little thing that like pulls up that you can see.
Yeah.
You can mark off how many hit die you want to
For
use.
some reason, it didn't do it for me. Like it told me, oh,
It's-
6 total. Never mind.
Yes, it's still waiting for you. You have to roll yourself, though. I don't think it rolls it for you.
It just tells me.
It just tells you how many
It tells me
hit
a
dice you
baseline. It
used.
says 1d8 plus 1 for
Yeah.
a total of 6 is what it tells me. But maybe that's just a flat rate. But
Right. So you just then go over to the left and roll a d6 and then add 1 to it and then just mark that
Right.
on how
Okay.
many you healed.
cool.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 2, so I just healed 3 then.
Okay.
Cool.
Tight. Oh, I got
I'm
my
not even at
wild
max
shape
hit points,
back.
I'm still at 35, but I got all my key back, so I'm good to go.
All right. Excellent. Use that key for a lot of things.
Yeah, super important, especially because I punch healing into all of my friends. Like, bam.
Hey, you know what? I forgot to do this last time, so I'm going to do it this time.
Oh, hell yeah. What are we doing?
Since you guys are taking a short rest, not that we're taking a break, but we've got giveaways going in the chat.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
have giveaways at the top of every hour. You can win Idle Champions Electrum and an Idle Champions Electrum chest with 5 cards, including gems and a potion. A digital Gaxx Mega Pack from Troll Lord Games. I just got a really awesome book from Troll Lord Games in the mail like yesterday. It's so cool. And then a $50 gift certificate from Hero Forge. Get your favorite character in a mini. Actually,
Oh, I should totally make Leaf as a mini over at Hero Forge.
little guy I got
I
recently.
want Leaf too.
Oh my god, a mini of
Pre-painted even.
snacks.
What if we
Like
all make
this
Leaf?
big.
Everyone makes Leaf.
We'll make we'll all make snacks in different
Like she'd be as big as a bead.
Oh,
Literally be a snacks pack. Yep.
Snacks back. Well, that's what your fan community is called now.
Oh yeah.
snacks.
So that's
Snack
the name of our group. There's the Mighty Nine, and we're the Snacks Pack.
Yes.
Fair enough. So, have you guys all updated your sheets?
We have.
Okay.
Can I open the thing now?
Yes, you can
Please.
open the thing. You've taken your short rest.
Oh,
for an
I'm asking
hour.
the group. Like, I want
And
to open
nothing-
the door.
Nothing is.
Maybe I was just saying, like, I hold snacks like to the maximum amount of time, and I'm like, maybe let us
I want to do it. I'm immortal.
oh, that's not likely, but okay. Good luck.
I mean,
Kick.
I'm a pretty deep sleeper.
hmm
Uh-oh.
Wrath looks concerned.
We should let snacks rest, and then we also open the door at the same time, right? Everyone happy that way. She's kind of like
Yes.
just a little frazzled, like everybody's having like, oh, I should sleep. Oh, I should open the door. I'm like, let's all do it at the same time. Snacks,
Yes.
let her sleep, and Thanato, take care, keep watch, make sure nothing comes through this door. We're about to check out, right, Karina?
Well, we waited for everyone took a little break, right? I want to open
we
the
already
door
did
Yeah,
now.
take a
everybody
break.
took a break.
Oh,
Everybody
we're good then.
you
Let's
took your 1
do
hour
this.
break. Yeah, you're
Let's-
good.
Let's do this,
You're
Karina. I'll
absolutely
follow
right.
you.
I kick the door open. Please let me open the door.
All right. Boom! No. You open the door, and what you find is a hallway. That actually, if you were going to open the door, you see 2 walls and then a hallway that goes to your left, and it's actually a gradient down, so it looks like it's going down deeper into the earth. It's sort of dimly lit. There are actually a few torches on the wall that have burned down almost to the end. So it just seems like your timing is worked out here to where no one came up the hall. But yeah, that's what you see. If you look down to the left, if you open the door and sort of pop your head in and see, it looks like a pretty well carved out tunnel that sort of just goes down deeper into the earth. But how far can you see, Karina?
Do I have dark vision? I don't think I have
This-
dark vision.
This is definitely a time where I'm kind of upset that I'm asleep.
60 feet
got-
for fixed 60 feet for. Oh yeah, if you're good, well, Grath's got it.
I got some dark vision. I'm half tiefling.
It's
guess-
impossible to see.
I
Okay,
figure
well, it's
There's no way
definitely
anyone could see here.
I figure
goes
everyone
farther,
would
it-
remember that I have aspect of the eagle and I can see for a mile,
Oh, right.
and I
yeah.
have dark vision,
Snap.
but I'm asleep. So
Nobody woke Snacks up.
this
As
is
far as
this
you
is-
can tell, Karina, the hallway goes at least 60 feet. And definitely not too steep of a downgrade, but enough. Maybe 10, 15 degrees.
Mm.
I peer into the darkness as well, and with dark vision, what does Grath see? Same?
Nothing yet. Just more hallway off
Hmm.
into the darkness.
Okay. Well, that just goes downwards. What's to our right?
Nothing to your right.
Oh, it's just the left. Okay. Oh.
It's just hallway to the left, wall to the front, and wall to the right.
So for what it's worth, it looks like this is either the starting place or the stopping place. It's not a center of
Exactly.
branches. It's
yes.
the end
it
of a
looks like
branch.
yes.
Right.
To your ability, to the best of your ability, you feel like this is the hallway that wherever it's coming from, wherever it's going, comes up to the
Yeah.
temple area.
That was with my brain, not my eyes. I can't see shit.
Okay. Well, okay. Should we all explore this?
Hey,
Karina?
why not?
Yes.
All of us, though. Snacks is still resting.
I've got her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do you
well,
want
then-
to use my little pouch that I have for her? And I start like unhooking the like makeshift kobold Bjorn.
Did you install the ripcord to let her out quick when we need it?
Oh, I can do that. It's just a really cool knot. Hold on.
Yeah.
I start trussing up
Kobold
Monato.
I mean, all of it is the quick escape once.
this is like D&D macrame.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I make a point to like turn her outwards though, you know, so if, like she comes to, she can like, you know what I mean? Like,
Just
Yeah.
lay me in the snacks pack. Just
Snacks.
just her head is sticking out like a.
hmm Yeah.
No, it's her head, but also her arms. And then there's
Mhm.
just sort of like her, like, what's your main, the mace. One of the maces we picked up is like tucked in case you have to like grab a weapon and just drop out.
I'm
Yep.
like curled up around my I just picture like it's just like a pack. There is no head. It's just like two little lizard legs, like a tail kind of flopped out, and like these little paws wrapped around an axe as you're just like, when does she need to be fed? Okay.
Although I would move kind of up to the front if we're going down though. So I had the shield out
Okay.
and theoretically ready to rip Snacks out if need be as we kind of head down the hall.
I'll
Am I
take
the
the
only
mid
one
rear,
that can't
y'all.
see in the dark?
Well, Snacks. So you've now looked down the hall, correct?
Yes.
No, I'm asleep.
Yeah, Snacks
Oh.
is asleep.
Okay, never mind.
Nobody
All right.
woke me up. Like nobody asked me, so I'm passed out.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
She'll be fine. Let's just descend.
I
shall
love
we?
it.
Wait, but hang on.
I
She
know that I'm
loves
not-
caves. She loves dark places.
She would
Snacks.
love this.
Snacks.
Kinda
Snacks. And I like scratch behind her ears a little bit.
Bold
Snacks.
of you to assume I have ears.
That's true. We get those cobalt horny extension thingies back there. Yeah, right. I'm just like I'm like,
What?
Snacks, we're gonna go do a murder. Snacks.
Oh, murder! Hold on. Wait, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Like put her down and I'm like, we're going down a long, creepy, dark tunnel. Do you see anything?
Oh, I love creepy dark tunnels. Okay, sleep out of my eyes.
Lick my eyeball.
All right, let me look.
Not right.
I hate it every time.
And I look down the hallway for a mile.
Great. So you look down the hallway for
With
a
dark vision.
mile. And your dark vision works for
No,
a
my
mile
dark
too?
vision works up to 60 feet, but I can see for a
Oh.
mile. So I assume, well,
If there's low enough, you're assuming that if there's low enough light, you'll be able to see the entire length of the hallway, however far
Yeah.
it goes
Let me see how that's
down, because
written.
of your eagle vision.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And it's
see.
really,
hold on, wait.
I think it's really
Okay. I can see up to 1 mile away with no difficulty, and dim light does not impose disadvantage on perception checks.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you can just
cool.
see. Yeah.
Okay, that is a sweet. Is that a kobold trait or that's a barbarian trait?
That's
Barb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is my my aspect of the beast totem warrior for my barbarian.
Only we could all just get aspect of the beast. That would be killer.
I'm an eagle bear lizard dog.
Yep, that
Excellent.
tracks.
Well,
Very
Snacks,
on
you
brand.
see all the way to the end of the hallway, and what you see is that it's 200 feet long, and you see a door at the far end of the hallway. And you don't see anyone in the hallway, and it looks very clean and very well traveled.
I'm gonna say if it's clean, it's got to be well traveled, right?
Yeah, it's well traveled, but it's not like it's a natural cave. It looks like a carved out cave hallway.
Mm.
Okay, the door at the end, is it wood or metal or?
It's wood.
Okay.
Well, this all sort of screams trap, doesn't it?
I think it screams more tunnel.
Why would this be a trap? It's their mode of transportation,
It
right?
might be trapped, but I wonder
Hmm.
if this takes us to where we might be going.
Well, Snacks, Leaf, you two are the agile ones. Maybe you go ahead in case there's any pressure plates or arrows out of the walls or blocks that fall out of the ceilings and squash you. The normal stuff.
The normal stuff.
So snacks go fast.
Mm.
I run. I just start running on all fours. I
Leaf,
just
Alright,
run.
answer that.
um,
Leaf is going to answer that and literally just goes, I don't know if going fat.
There she goes.
Okay, great. You go running down the hall. Will you please make
Make a
me?
reflex saving throw.
Yeah.
Cut
if you don't-
straight to death saves. Go straight
Yeah.
to death.
Yeah. Boy, this is awesome. Okay, yeah. Just
It was
make
a
me,
hall mimic.
A dexterity saving throw, please.
Dexterity saves. All right, I am
I
gonna.
just-
I am planning on following after Snacks, considering that was sort of our lead in. I'm not moving at the speed that Snacks is moving at.
Okay.
The speed of Snacks.
Out
that
of
is-
curiosity, I think because you're a barbarian, you and I actually probably have close to the same movement rating. What is your movement, your speed per round?
40.
Oh, okay. I'm actually, yeah. So I'm 45. So you and I can haul ass down that hallway.
You
I
want a
just-
whole ass? You want a whole ass? You want to race?
I don't
I
know
just-
though, because I think honestly, Leaf's instinct is, that there is in fact going to be the things that Thanato mentioned. Waiting
Well,
for-
I mean, you told
have
me that you took off.
vocalized what I've done.
Right.
I've made my commitment to the bad
Yeah.
choices.
yeah.
You committed. You ran. You just sped off down the hall,
Full
and
movement,
Leaf
yeah.
followed behind you carefully. Is the way I've interpreted this.
The way I'm seeing it, and correct me if I'm wrong, the way I'm seeing it is Snacks just used the dash action, and I'm going to be using my maximum movement action instead. So I'm moving 45 feet, and Snacks sounds like they're moving 80.
Mm-hmm.
I would just like to say, when you just said the hall mimic, I had a cursed image in my mind of a fleshlight mimic, and now
Oh,
everyone
No!
suffers.
Why?
Now everyone can suffer. I'm not taking that alone. No,
Fine.
everyone's night's ruined. You're welcome.
Well, thanks for watching.
Yep. So we're gonna.
It's a terrible
Hey, I
movie
have an
called
idea
Heat.
for a module. You guys want to hang out after?
no,
we're
no,
done?
no.
Or something? Play test something?
It involves Umberly. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I figure I just take off running on all fours, grab my tail if I die. But yeah, let's see how we do.
Okay.
Dear God.
I love this party so far. We don't know what a magical item is. Put the fucking thing on and just see what it does.
You
If we
just
Just
don't,
hit me. Put it on and hit me.
is it trapped? There's one way to find out. We're gonna dash down the hallway and see if the arrows can catch up to us.
I mean, I did ask first.
It-
Um,
Tell me what you
True,
got.
it's on us.
I got a 12.
Okay, so when you get to about 150 feet down that 200-foot hallway,
Okay.
you take
A break. And
You
it's
take
pleasant.
11 points of damage and you are stunned. You don't
From-
know what happens, but you're running. Slam! You
What do-
slam into something that you did not see, that you cannot see. The best way I can describe it is, seems like you hit some sort of invisible wall or almost invisible wall. And you took 11 points of damage for running, slamming into it, and you are now stunned.
What did I see behind her?
You saw Snacks running, and you just saw Snacks go splat into,
So-
like, kind of in the middle of the hallway, and just you saw splat, and then
Okay, I'm gonna jog up to her then and kneel down and help her up.
Oh, we're just gonna be in the dark hall, tight.
I reach out and I
do
just
we-
like hold Karina's hand, and I'm all like, I'm gonna need this back when the fighting starts. And like lead her down the hallway.
Thank you.
I'm wondering if Shield Master can be used against an invisible wall,
Oh, you mean that's like some sort of counter?
like as a reaction.
That is if you take half damage for something, which means you need a save, which you didn't get. I think
Okay.
just physics damaged you.
Yeah.
I mean, I was low key hoping it wouldn't, because I also like the.
This is like some Isaac Newton stuff. You know?
Just as
I
long
hit-
as long
I
as
like,
slam.
this is the apple falling out of the tree. Like there's nothing that like it happened.
as long as it wasn't goopy and then immediately started eating her, I'm good. Yep.
Yeah. No, you don't notice any of that. It just looks like she slammed against an invisible wall.
There we go. I've been awake 5 minutes and I'm already more damaged than when I went to sleep.
Mm,
Let me ask you this: on my natural 20 from presumably checking out the whole place, did I hear any, or did I locate or read any magic words or inscriptions or incantations?
No, not at all.
Do we?
You mean from that temple room that you were in?
Yep.
No.
Do any of us have a chance to remember what they were chanting when we came in?
I think it would have been you and Grath, right? Were the ones or Leaf and Grath?
It was Leaf and
He was Leaf and
yeah,
Grath.
Leaf and-
me and Grath, and
We
you
heard them.
did-
We all heard them chanting, though.
You,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
when
you-
everyone gathered, by the
you
mouth of the cave.
described as some kind of like guttural, sort of like what's a good way? of
Almost a primordial. It sounded like a
Yeah.
primordial
It was like
language.
broken
That's right.
primordial.
Twisting of-
Oh, it
of
was
the-
me. I was the one that understood it. Actually, you were
Oh,
like,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd attempt to repeat what I heard them saying
Okay.
to the best of my
Oh.
ability,
Okay.
like in case there's like a passcode or something.
Right. right.
The
Sure.
moment you start chanting, I give your hand a squeeze, and I'm going to cast guidance.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did Grath hear the splat of Snacks down the hall? Did we all hear that?
You probably would. Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
You probably not only heard the splat, but I'm like holding my face and howling and kicking my legs as I lay on my back, going, my snoot.
Oh.
Episode,
turns to Karina.
this episode should be called the Splat of Snacks.
Yeah.
Good.
And when is there anything you want me to attempt to roll for this, or can I just do it to the best of my ability?
Just do it to the best of your ability.
Well, I start doing it to the best of my. In fact, I'll thaumaturgy. I'll do it loud.
Okay.
Snacks and your thaumaturgy. Everyone in the desert hears us.
Coming out of the mouth of the cave.
Nothing
Mhm.
happens.
And just like walk right up to Snacks, and I'm like, "You good?"
No.
No, you're fine. Your snoot is too powerful to be stopped by an invisible wall dragon. Up, up, up.
That
up.
is oddly inspiring. And I puff up my chest and you're like, you're right. And I stand up.
Slowly with my mace poke at it, like slow blade penetrates, see if it goes through slowly or if I
Sure.
hit something.
No, it feels pretty solid.
Does anybody have any arcane?
Yeah.
Is anybody trained in arcane? Because maybe you might be able to tell us what this is.
Yeah. I can barely see it, but can I attempt to like discern what this is?
Do we? You know what? I might actually have a torch.
I also have
Ooh, I have a
Arcana.
torch.
Oh, hold on. And she just goes, and I'm gonna use my starry form because it casts 10 feet of dim light, so now
Ooh,
I can see
sweet.
around me.
Great.
Oh.
Sweet.
So what you notice with the starry light up is it's an almost completely transparent wall. It's like a see-through wall, I would describe it to our players rather than our characters. I would describe it to you players
Mhm.
as a very thick glass wall, but it doesn't appear to be. It looks as if it's. You can see through it like glass. You can see that it's there's a physical form to it, so it's not necessarily invisible, but it's practically invisible.
It's like a wall of force, basically. It's kind of like what it appears to be, like something that's physically there, but it's completely translucent. We can see through it, and
Mhm.
okay.
And it's very solid.
I attempt to use the archer form. It has a bonus action, like range spell attack to like see if I can break it.
Okay. What spell are you going to cast on it?
So starry form has an archer form that as a bonus action, I can just make a ranged spell attack and do like a D8 plus 4 radiant damage. I just want to see what happens when it interacts with more magic.
Okay. So you cast a thing on it, and it looks now as if you have made a slight dent in it. So it's a physical.
Interesting.
thing.
Oh, so
Well,
it's not magic then? It's coming off like it's a physical.
Yes, it's coming off like it is a
Oh, shit.
physical.
Okay.
green
wall.
flame blade on the mace, and
Wait,
Before
wait,
you
wait.
swing, just
Wait.
Is it keeping us out or keeping something in?
Wait. If this is a hallway that they use to reach their site of worship, if they were coming and going, and he's going to unclasp the keys and hold them up, maybe somehow, and he just holds the keys out to everyone, hoping someone will finish the thought that he's attempting to start, because he doesn't know exactly where a key would insert into an invisible barrier like this, but he holds them up and just says, it's possible, right?
does anybody see a keyhole?
Leaf, you notice now, and I guess you guys just didn't notice before, but you notice it has 3 keys on it, and one of the keys looks
clear?
very translucent.
No shit.
Two
Oh.
are silver
That's
in
amazing.
color, and one is very. It almost looks like it matches the material of that wall.
So then when Leaf like holds it and is like, does anybody see a keyhole? Leaf is gonna look down at the keys and kind of squint and looks at it and goes, and then he holds up the translucent key and goes, it's possible I'm learning how to be an adventurer. And he moves over to the invisible wall and puts the key against it to see if maybe it'll just interact with it.
I will say, when he says that, I just extinguish the mace, and I'm like, "You're learning how to be a theorist," and put the mace back down.
Yeah, I'll see if it just interacts with, or if there is a keyhole around here.
Yeah. If Grath, were you going to say something?
Oh,
Just like go for it, Leaf.
Okay.
See if you could find something.
Yeah, I think Karina, if with the light that's coming off of you now, with you got just standing there, and even with your passive perception, you think you see a reflection of something of where the key might go, like a keyhole.
Oh, do you see that little glimmer in the corner?
good eyes.
Light helps.
Yeah, I'll attempt to use the key on that little glimmer in the corner.
And what do you know? You hear a click, and the door opens in front of you.
I'm gonna immediately pull the key back out and look down at Snacks and say, "Well done, Snacks," and dangle the keys again and put them back on my belt.
I definitely softened it up though.
Convinced it that it should open immediately.
Well done, Snacks.
Hey, do you need a little for your snoot?
Are any of my fangs chipped?
No, you're good.
Okay, great. I don't think we have dental.
Oh, maybe that's a team 3 thing.
I don't think we have anything.
We should unionize.
I've been our group's healthcare plan. Oh, that and Leaf punches health back into us. So,
Oh,
both
yes.
things.
Yes, I use violence to convince you to be healthy.
Whatever it
Ah.
takes.
Weaponizing self-care. I like it.
Yeah.
Valid strategy.
So there's about 50 more feet of the hallway until that what looks to be a normal wooden door ahead of you.
Okay.
Let's check out this door, everybody. well done, but let's maybe be a little quieter and tentative on our approach.
I'm going to do what in my mind is sneaking, meaning that I'm going to take steps, but with every step, I'm like trying to feel for another invisible wall. Like,
Oh, I ran into you twice. Shame on me.
I would do that. Yeah.
So I guess we approach. At least Gratz starts to head towards this door. What do y'all make of this?
I will say now that Karina's glowing and therefore does not need me to hold her hand, I look kind of visibly disappointed and just like let go.
No.
When we approach the door yeah, I think upon the question, Grath, Leaf holds up the keys again and says, maybe we should examine this door though. Could be trapped.
Sounds good. Okay. Well, let's check it out.
I just slowly hold up the mace again and like
no,
erupt into
that's okay.
flame.
In my mind, both of us are just holding up the weapons. Like,
Leaf is gonna put his hands up and goes, but we're going to check it by checking it, not by opening it to see if it's trapped. Just
Yes.
to clarify.
Yes.
And glances around at everybody to make sure that's amenable to the party. And then I'll attempt to check for traps.
Okay.
I'm
Great.
not going to touch anything or probe anything. I'm literally just looking around the door, seeing if I see any mechanisms in the key in the keyhole or like around the door. Yeah, I'm just going to check.
That'd be an investigation.
Oh shit! Yeah, it would be an investigation check.
Or perception. It's funny. I was having this conversation with a fellow DM who I would say is a pretty big authority on this, and we decided that it's perception or investigation, whichever is better, because there's it's just kind of nebulous. There's a lot of published adventures in 5e that use one or the other when checking for traps and things. So
it's ADHD and anxiety disorder. Which
what's funny?
where does one end and where does one begin? We don't know.
I usually use sleight of hand for search for traps because rogues are good at it. But yeah, you can do whatever. Anyways,
Right.
a 19.
But we have no rogues.
All right, so I'm gonna roll perception, and I rolled an 11 plus 6, so I get a 17.
I has a 19.
You are fairly confident that there are no traps on this door. And while investigating it and poking it and what looking at it, you actually think it's unlocked.
Oh, okay. I mean, at this point, Leaf in Leaf's mind right now, there's a little bit. Those of you who have gotten very familiar with Leaf, the occasional jaw clench and that broad face of his indicates that he's having mild anxiety about things that are unknown to him. Specifically, if anybody has ever broached the subject with Leaf, he is always nervous by the way magic works because he's never truly understood it. And he expects that alarm spells are on every door. And so as he puts the keychain away and he puts his hand on the door and he just goes, and he just pushes down and slowly pushes the door open.
When he does it, I make a dramatic show of like jumping over snacks and covering her with my shield. What have you done?
And upon that actually causes Leaf to relax a little bit and just goes.
Grath freaks out a little bit at the sudden jump, like
an arrow just implants itself in the dead flesh.
Like my little head pops up over the shield. Just oh no!
All right,
Karina's just cackling.
I'll gently push the door open and then take a step in and look around.
Okay.
It always works on Grath.
Open Leaf. You open the door and you see that you are now inside a very, very, very large cavern. It is, however far down you went, it's almost like you're inside a hill at this point, so that you look up and it's probably 40 feet high and at least 100 feet wide and 100 feet long. So it's just, but it's almost dome. It's roughly dome shaped. So this part feels like a natural cavern to you, and it is just huge. And at the it's you can't really, with your dark vision only goes to 60 feet.
Mine does, yeah.
Leaf, yeah. So you're not really sure how far the cavern goes. You know that it's about 40 feet high, sort of doming upwards.
What am I hearing in this cavern? And is there sounds of any like water dripping? And does it, because I'm trying to, immediately my mind goes to, is this a natural cavern? Are we near something that's like, yeah, I'm just looking, I'm just
You don't
trying
hear
what's it smell like
you
in
don't
here?
hear any water dripping, but you do smell a bit of it does smell, there's some moisture in the air.
Okay.
Snacks, do you see anything?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that I'm the moisture. I mean,
Not
Oh,
I'm the night, I
very
am the
damp.
moisture.
I think that was also Grath back there with that.
Scaring me. This is not the time.
I could
Grath, don't-
prestidigitate that for you if you like.
Graff,
I
don't you listen
peek
to
out
him.
from
Trying not
the
to.
other side of Leaf's legs and take a look.
Okay, what you see that the cavern goes about 120 feet in front of you and about 50 feet on either side. So it feels roughly like 120 feet in any direction.
Mhm.
What you see, though, is at the far end of the cavern, you see 3 doors sort of clumped together that look like they were carved into the side of the cavern. Once again, these 3 doors that are straight across and sort of all 3 sort of generally in the same general area. Maybe they're about 10 feet apart of each other. They look like they were carved into the cavern, and there.
The doors look like they're carved in the cavern.
Well, like the doorways are carved, meaning that like the cavern looks totally natural, but much like the hallway that you were in, the doors at the far end of the cavern look to be the same kind of doors and look to be man-made. Blue
Okay.
Man Group man-made, but man-made
Right.
nevertheless.
Okay. I turn around and I say,
all right, so it's a big land bubble, and there are 3 doors, possibly with great prizes.
Prizes?
Right?
3 doors.
3 doors. Land bubble.
Team, what do we do? What do you think?
You two were the sneaky ones, not us. So
Snacks go fast?
No.
no. And I just like rub her nose a little bit. I'm like, you're good for now.
Thank you.
I'll wait.
Hmm.
3 doors down.
I mean, this is literally one of the situations where there's nothing to go on. It could be any door. It's like, which one would you like to try first?
We could open all of them at the same time.
We've got 2 keys and 3 doors. At least get close enough to check it out.
Let's open as many as we can, but let's please be quiet as we get there.
Acknowledging Grath as like, Leaf is gonna kind of use this moment when Grath says that, because just as sort of like a sidebar, at this point, I think Leaf has been noticing Grath has been feeling. Leaf has kind of caught on that Grath is sort of still nervous about being party leader. And so when Grath asserts, we all need to be quiet, Leaf is going to immediately step forward and be like, you're understood, and just acknowledge that party leader said something, and we will obey. We're going to go by that. So like he gives back up and just kind of goes, we'll be quiet, right? And he looks at everybody else.
Thank you. For all our sake, let's find the enemies first, if there are any in here, before they find us.
I don't see anyone.
Oh.
Do
Well,
you want me to use detect magic on the doors to see if any of them see like maybe there's magical prizes?
yes, correct. Thank you.
3 doors.
Look for walls.
Man. Ooh, we should Leaf says we should see if we can find any footprints, tracks, or anything leading in and out of the doors.
Yes. Good idea.
The cavern floors are very sandy.
Okay.
Because you're in the middle of the desert. There's just a lot of sand that's tracked in and out from. And I probably should have mentioned that in the hallway too. There's dirt, there's sand. It's it would be you actually see tracks everywhere.
Yeah.
You see humanoid tracks just
Okay.
all over the place.
So
Mm.
then do we see any non-humanoid tracks?
As far as you can tell, no.
I was going to say, I'm not much of a tracker. We do have a ranger, and I know.
I'd like to, Grath kind of like, crouches down and observes, using Karina's like glow, like observes what tracks are around her. And do I notice any, monstrous kinds of tracks or any?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, obviously, and I turn to the team, obviously this is where they traverse through here. So no weird monster tracks. Let's just see what's going on with these doors, shall we?
Can you tell if any of the tracks come from out of the walls, perhaps hidden passages of that nature?
Good question.
Okay, let me try. Yes.
You guys are still at the entryway, right?
Yeah.
Believe
Or
so.
you- Okay.
We're scared.
I'll check for any sort of tracks. Like I walk forward a bit, a few tens of feet, like looking to see if they're coming from the walls. And does Grath see any tracks coming from weird directions or anything?
No, but as you walk about 10 feet in, you start to hear a rumbling sound
Here we go.
about 40 feet in front of you. You hear a rumbling sound, and you actually start to see something coming up from the ground. It looks like it's made of earth and sand, and you can go ahead and open up picture 1 that I put in the chat.
It's always the ones you can't
great.
see.
Casey, if you want to
Isn't it?
show that to
Oh, look at that cutie.
It's Grignac.
if you want to show that,
I leap into its arms and
you
kiss it
see
like
that
I want.
coming out after you. It's about, it's very tall. It's big. It's about 15 feet tall,
Oh
and
my God.
please roll for initiative, because it doesn't look like it wants to be your friend.
It doesn't have any vulnerable
It
spots.
does not want to be your friend.
Let's
Really quick, I
go.
turn around and I go,
To be fair, that was not there. I did not see that. That was not there before.
You
It
said
literally
was nothing you could
manifested itself
see.
out of the ground.
Oh, it was going to be a 16.
I
Oh.
accidentally trusted the dice roller again, and I got a 2.
That's an
"Ooh,
18
feeling good
for
about
me.
myself with
Okay.
my 3 now.
18.
All right, all right.
What did I get?
It was
What
like,
did I do to you?
nah, 6.
I got 11. Oh,
Max, what did you get?
Too busy kind of like mouth agape as this thing rises up out of the ground. We're like, well, there's something you don't see every day.
Love that for us.
So sorry. So 18. Leaf, what did you get?
My total is a 10.
10, and then Grath
got 11.
11. Karina got a 6, right?
No, I got a 2.
I got a 2. Who got the 6? Snacks?
Oh,
Or
No, I got a 3.
Oh, you got a 3. Okay.
But 2
great.
of those is 6. That's a snack
That
stack
is
for you.
that's probably what I heard.
Snack
Then.
stack.
That's what I heard. Then okay, Thanato, you at least got the jump on this guy. So let me know what you're gonna do.
You
Does
know,
not look like he wants to make friends.
looking at my friends here that are all sort of like standing there, I'm just like, oh well, allow me. And I just like walk towards it, and I'm actually gonna hit it with Ray of Enfeeblement. So
Okay.
I rolled my attack for that. So I attack to hit it, but then at the end of each of its turns, it can save against it.
You're going
Um,
to.
So I has hopefully hit with a 22 to hit,
That will hit.
because if that misses, we're leaving.
I was going to say, we're going to.
Fact.
Ray of Enfeeblement. So anytime its physical damage is cut in half. until I let go or break the save. But I do walk right up to it. I don't know how far in the room it was, but I like got my shield out and just go get in his bubble, and I'm like, let's just like walk forward. Yep. And I cannot do my spiritual weapon yet. I don't think I have a relevant bonus action. Let me just double check. Sorry. Yep, that is going to be it for me. I mean, I do get as close to it as I can, though.
Okay, great.
Yep.
It's his turn, and he's gonna slam at you. Does a 23 hit? I'm pretty sure.
Sir.
The great GM question of D.
As a
Does a
reaction,
23
Snacks releases a terrified yelp.
Who
That
thought
is-
that was going to end with fart?
I can't even shield.
Yeah, so-
that is enough.
You're slammed down. That's right. You can't shield. And so you're saying, so with Array of Enfeeblement, you
Half damage.
half damage, or it gives half damage.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you take 7 points for that one, and 24,
Mhm.
and you take another 7 points of damage for that.
I'm gonna rip this thing up. Okay. Also, I made both saves to keep the ray up, although now it gets to save to try and break it. However, I've foreseen this moment. It gets a 4.
All right.
Yep.
You get to do that twice per short
Yeah,
rest.
I used my long rest. I've
Long
used my
rest.
1 and I've used my 4. I've used them both.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
That was
He's gonna-
probably
For
a
those of
good
y'all
one
who
to use
don't
on.
know, he's
Yeah.
using his channel divinity or no, your
Or divination wizard.
divination ability. Yeah.
Nice.
I
Mhm.
love it when you go all 8-ball.
Portent is the name of the ability. Yep.
So good.
Okay.
It's the reason to play Diviner Wizard. They're so good.
It is very.
So
it
good.
is the
Good.
sex. Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. A little beat up, but that's all right. We're in here.
Okay, Grath. I think you're next.
All right, I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on this beast. Also, I have Colossus Slayer as an action, and apparently once per turn, when I hit them with a weapon attack, they take an extra 1d8 if it's below its HP max. So I'm gonna try to apply that as well.
Okay.
So yeah, Hunter's Mark, and then let's see if I actually hit it. Oh my god. Does an 8 hit?
Sorry.
No,
Kidding
no,
me.
no, no.
That was the
Hold up.
first. Oh, God.
I used my last wheel, and add a little bit of something to it. Add another 5.
13. Am I
Does
doing
that get there?
That does
Shoot.
not get there.
Ah, I
Sorry.
wasn't sure.
Oh, Karina,
Got
thank
lots
you
of
so much.
action
Oh,
on
God. She's Grath is so nervous. She just looses an arrow ASAP, and it just completely misses. Next shot, though.
It's
with
a
the bow.
rock. It doesn't have any vulnerable spots.
It's a rock. It doesn't have any vulnerable spots.
Ooh.
Yeah. He looks like he's made out of the very cavern that you were standing in. Just
Yeah,
like
I rolled
sand
even
or-
lower for my next shot with the arrows.
Oh,
So
buddy.
yeah,
Uh,
Grath just like tries to overextend the bow and aims and just like doesn't. She uses too much strength, and it just also completely misses.
Leaf, what you got?
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna have a choice. I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna get in this thing's face. So I'm gonna move over to it and throw down 2 attacks. So Leaf basically hefts up his bow staff and just charges forward onto this thing. And I'm going to pop off 2 attacks. Just 2 attacks. I'm not gonna be stupid fighting a boss. So yeah.
And go right ahead. Tell me, is your bow staff magical or is it not non-magical? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I need to find out if I'm actually in that range because I don't think it is. Flare aggressive. Let's see. I don't think I'm that high. I think I have to be higher level as a monk to be able to hit like I'm a magic weapon. Patent defense. Let's see.
That's all right. I'm not saying that you won't hit it. It just might not do.
It's gonna. Yeah. Yeah. I roll 25 to hit the first attack.
Great. Okay. Roll for damage.
Okay. Let's get back to it. Yeah, I'm not magic yet. Damage is 10 points.
Okay. You get the feeling that you've definitely done him damage, but like it's not doing the same amount that it might have. Like you felt like you got a great hit in, and it's not reacting as like it doesn't. You didn't chip off as much chunk as you thought that hit
Yeah.
would have. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that totally makes sense. I had a feeling that was going to be the case.
But you
just
can
don't have that.
attack again.
Yeah, the second attack, I'm going to use an unarmed strike. And I roll a 15. It's probably not going to hit him.
Not gonna hit. Sorry.
Okay. In that case, before the end of my round, as a bonus action, I'm going to pop patent defense so that I get dodge for the rest of the round.
Right.
So if he attacks me, he's at disadvantage.
Nice.
Snacks. You're muted.
It's true. I was. So Snacks is watching everyone either like fearfully mess up their attack or like hit it and it's not hitting very hard, and she's like kind of like pacing back and forth nervously, looking up at everyone like very unsure, and she feels her heart like racing, and she just kind of like curls up in a little ball and her eyes get really, really big and her little lip starts to quiver and she's just like and she just cries really loud, one long, it's big and tall and I just woke up and
Look
then I
what
ran
you
into
did.
the wall and I hurt my nose, and I'm going to grovel, cower, and beg.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just say to the earth element, this creature, just look what you did. Look what you did now.
How
Like we all
could
just felt like,
you?
how could you do that?
Wrong with you?
So until the end of my next turn, allies get advantage on attacks against enemies within 10 feet of you that can see you. So
Nice.
I'm going to cry.
Okay. And not attack, just
Rude.
cry.
Pretty much, yeah, that's my action.
Okay. So that okay.
That's like the best DM reaction I could have hoped for. All right.
Roll this.
Okay.
You've upset Snacks.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Karina.
We have established that Karina gets very mad when Snacks is upset.
And you now
so-
have advantage, so I guess there's that.
Perfect. So Karina steps forward and she's in her starry form, so she looks like a constellation against like a dark field. And she kind of puts her hands together and takes a step back, and the constellation of her steps forward. I'm casting Conjure Fey,
Ooh.
and my Fey spirit is just the constellation outline of me.
Cool.
And is going to step forward. I am going to, for my bonus action, fire off one of my archer shots, and then my Fey spirit goes directly after me in initiative
Okay.
for as long as it lasts. Does a 19 hit the big boy?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. I rolled very badly. 5 points of radiant damage from the archer. And then the Fey spirit, which has the mood of fuming because you made Snacks cry, is going to step forward and do some attacks too.
Okay.
With a short sword made out of starlight. 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Sweet. 10 plus 6. 16. It's the easiest math I've ever done, and I couldn't do it. Yeah. 16 points of piercing damage.
Piercing damage. Okay. Yeah, you also get the feeling that it might not have done as much as you would
Yeah.
hope. Because that's your Fey creature?
Yeah, it's the Fey creature. So does it count or does it help if it's a magical weapon?
Yeah, it does actually.
Okay,
So
cool.
technically that's a magical weapon.
Yeah. Both
Okay,
of those hits, like my thing is a magical spell attack, and that was a magical weapon.
Gotcha. Okay, then you're good. Then you did all the damage that you thought. Thanato, what you got? It's now your turn.
spiritual weapon, which looks like a screaming snack's face.
Oh, buddy.
The crying snacks.
Yeah, crying snack's face, like complete with the anime tears, like out to the side. Thank you for that advantage. Otherwise, that would have been a 1.
Nice.
So I'm gonna snacks him in the face for 11 points of damage.
With what? With
The,
with your
the spiritual weapon.
Yeah,
Yep.
great. Okay.
Is 18 enough to hit him?
18 is enough.
Then right after that, green flame blade. So I guess I'll give you the green flame blade and the mace separate, because the mace itself is not magic, only what I do with it. So the mace is 3, but that is not magic.
Okay.
And the green flame is 10
Of magical damage.
magical fire. And he's still rave of enfeeblemented, but at the end of his turn, he gets a chance to break it.
Okay.
Yep.
He's now super pissed at you, and you're right in front of him, so he's gonna go for it with you. So that he gets a 19, but I know that you're gonna kick in your special thing.
I'm gonna put up my shield this time, yeah. So
Good call, Garth.
I've had enough of that. So my AC goes up to 22. Both of his last 2 hits would have beat a 22, so that's at least once.
Right.
Although when he hit that first one that just hits the shield, I just look at him and go, pathetic, knowing he's going to swing again. But
and he goes,
Oh, you made it.
Ooh.
I cry
he made
harder.
snacks mad first.
I cry harder.
Mhm.
Buddy.
he's so spam. He hits your shield. Second one, natural 20.
Ooh,
But the ray of enfeeblement will help
Sure.
you here.
that's true. I rolled a disbelief.
So you actually
Jason, don't dumb it down. You had a beautiful moment and you need
Just
to
did.
enjoy it.
It's fine. It's fine. I knew I antagonized him. I brought this upon myself.
You did. You
Mhm.
did aggro a little bit, but
Mhm. Hey,
This is why I was crying harder. I knew
the
this
ti-
was coming. I
the
had
time-
foreseen this moment.
The time he spends hitting me is the time he's not hitting you guys.
Oh, buddy.
I tell myself the same thing every time a Widowmaker headshots me in Overwatch. I'm like, you know
I-
what? At least it was me and not my team. And then
I will
The secret
just,
is just to call it window Malcal.
take 20 points of damage.
I just wish I'd saved my portent, because I only had 17 hit points left. So that's 20 without halved is 20.
Yeah, because
no.
of the crit.
Yep. Oh, then the Nato goes down.
What?
Yep.
I cry
and,
harder.
Yep.
Welcome to
Like, so-
D&D.
So hard.
Yep. And
Okay.
that drops the ray of enfeeblement also. It also
Okay.
dissipates my spiritual weapon.
Ah!
Mhm.
All right, you guys see Thanato go down.
Really hard for me to rally from a cower after this.
Huh.
Wrath, it is your turn.
Wrath. All right, it's me. Cast Hunter's Mark once again on this rock beast, but this time after seeing Thanato go down and Snacks crying, she just focuses even more.
You get
And
advantage.
oh hell yes, she gets does a 22 hit?
Also,
Yeah.
don't forget you have advantage. So you should roll that again just in case you get,
Just in case you
a
get a
crit.
crit.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
It's the same exact. It's 22 again. So will that hit?
That yes, it will hit.
Okay, cool. And then let's see how much damage on the first arrow. 9 damage for the first arrow.
Okay, and these are non-magical arrows though, right?
They're non-magical, yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then let me see if I'm missing anything else. What else can I do? Hunter's Mark, that's an extra d6 though of damage. An extra 2 damage.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Second attack. So she loses another arrow, and let's see. With advantage again,
Yes.
All attacks have advantage.
18 for
That'll
the first
hit.
one. Okay, perfect. All right.
Hey.
Yes. Okay, so this is the other arrow, and ooh, so 6, let's see, 10 damage plus with Hunter's Mark 12. So 12 damage for the second arrow. So this time she's just on her mark, literally.
Wait, tell
Maybe
me,
not.
separate them out because the hunter's mark. So 12 or sorry, 12 for that total. Did you say?
Yeah, for the second hit.
Okay. All right. It's you guys are taking some sizable chunks out of this thing, but it's still up there and
Still what it is.
and doing its thing. Leaf, what you got for me?
So I'm going to. So first of all, real quick, how far away is Thanato from me?
I mean, we were
very
both right next to it. I
We were
think.
both
Yeah,
right
right,
next to
very
it.
close.
Okay, so I don't even have to. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is, in the middle of like the bow staff strike, he watches in the corner of his eyes. Thanato goes down, and he is immediately going to. I'm trying to switch back over to D&D Beyond, and I opened iTunes instead.
Find
Yeah.
some good themes.
That's a
in it.
big
Yeah.
mood.
Immediately
It's just
just
like,
play
wait,
some
that sounds
action
really
music from
weird.
Iron Eagle, and then let's see. Shit. I'm definitely going to do this. So he's going to whip around. He flips the bow staff behind him and he whirls around and taking like his palm, he immediately strikes right underneath like like one of the like key sensitive sort of like pressure points and channels a point of key. And I'm going to use Hand of Healing on Thanato immediately.
Okay. I can't wait to see Thanato wake up here.
I'm like, do you roll to attack? Do you get advantage on punching a guy
No.
who's out?
No,
It's not an
I'm
attack,
rolling-
technically.
Let's see. That's for Hand of Harm. Oh, it doesn't have it. Okay, so I have to just roll.
Yes, please keep those two separate.
Just like Hand of Harm.
Just crit him while he's there, you know?
It's true.
That
Coup de grace.
Kill him again.
Hold on, I'm gonna re-roll that because it rolled 2 dice instead of
I was evil the entire time.
No.
3. It's not a lot, but at least it'll stabilize you and bring you back. So 6 hit points back to Thanato.
Great.
Yep.
So instantaneous, like stabilize.
Yay.
That's gonna spend a point of key for that. And then oh shit, should I? No, fuck, I'm gonna just do it. So then I'm gonna whip her back around in the same motion. I'm gonna spin another point of key and do a flurry of blows.
Let's go.
All right.
Yes.
And yeah, let's get some. So I get 2 attack. Let's see, flurry of blows. You can replace one of the unarmed. Oh, I didn't move this round too. So when you use flurry of blows, you can expend. Right. Okay. So I get 2 attacks with this. Is that right? Yeah, 2 attacks. All right.
Great.
Unarmed strike. So the first attack is a 27. I rolled a natural
Wow.
20.
Sorry, you missed.
But you crit?
But yep, I crit.
You got a
Hell
natural 20?
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great.
Natural 20. And I'm going to spend a point of key and use Hand of Harm to do necromantic damage with this hit.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Well, so my damage is going to be, let's see, my unarmed strike. This is the first attack. So I did max damage, but that's for, so I double the dice, right?
You double the dice, but only add the bonus once.
Right. Okay, cool. So this next roll is going to be, so that was 10, so 14 total plus. Now I'm going to roll the necromantic damage. So 14 plus
Come on, 102.
7.
Yeah. 104.
So
21.
21 total points of damage with that one hit.
Okay, great.
And then my second and final attack from the flurry of blows is going to, no, that's a 6-sided. Hold on.
And does that all count as necrotic damage?
Yes,
Or
and I rolled another natural 20 for my second.
Whoa!
So I crit on that one as well. And I'm going to spend a point of key
Leave.
We are
to,
good at
Something
this.
Cool.
to use Hand of Harm again. I can keep burning key, right? So long as I have it.
Until you're out of it. Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So then on my second 20 attack, let's roll that damage.
Sir.
Is that correct? No, it should have been 1d6. Not
Sir,
2.
did rocks kill your brother? You seem
Hold on one
upset.
sec. I'm gonna clear that out because it didn't do.
You're good.
1d6. Okay, so 3 plus 4, which is 7 plus 5. 12, and then I'm using the Hand of Harm ability. So 12.
Chat,
So
y'all better
another
be
20. So another 20 points of damage for this. So a total of 40. What was that? 40 something points.
We
of
had
damage?
21, and then
So 41 points of damage.
41.
So
But
yeah,
my question
so
is this: is that all considered necrotic damage?
that's
because
considered
of
necrotic damage. Yes.
all of it.
No, only the. Oh yes, only the d6s I rolled for Hand of Harm is considered necrotic damage.
Okay. Because I have to kind of separate those
Sure,
out
sure.
because of his resistances.
Thankfully I have a record of the die rolls. So, so the first Hand of Harm, the first one was 7 points,
Okay.
and the second one was 5 points,
Okay. And then the physical damage
I believe.
was what?
That was the Hand of Harm. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. So the Hand of Harm damage was 5. I'll give you the totals here, so you don't have to think about this. I've just rolled so
much math.
so much dice.
Hold for
Many
math.
dice. Much wow. Okay. So researchers. So that was the flurry of blows. So the flurry of blows was 9 plus. Oh God. I'll just give you the Hand of Harm damage total. So 5. So many dice. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
While you're adding this up, I just want to hey chat, what just happened? This man punched our friend back to life and then proceeded to punch this thing to death.
So
And that's a pretty
5,
good day.
With
Gotta
the
keep the pimp
necrotic
hand.
damage.
Gotta keep the pimp hand strong, Lee.
Gotta keep it strong. Pour
Yeah.
some baby powder on it.
I need to start writing this stuff down. It's just so much of this in the game log. So D6, so 5.
I will say that one of my
41.
favorite comments that I saw was that you have fists like 100-pound hammer.
Ah, pretty good.
And then I think it was 3.
For those of you who don't know, that's one of my songs. So someone,
Oh, it is? No,
Oh,
I'm kidding.
yeah, I have a song
Okay.
called 100 Pound Hammer. I don't know if Abria knows. So,
Got
Okay,
it.
so 12. So 12
Okay.
points of that damage was necrotic.
so 12 was necrotic, and
I
the
believe that's correct.
other 40 it was 41 total.
Right.
12 was necrotic, and
So 28 points of damage was, I believe,
or 29, 20,
yeah, 29 points of damage.
29. I need to half. Okay, got it. Sorry, guys.
No, you're
it's
good.
okay.
So that goes in.
So yeah, so when he sees him go down, that's when Leaf just springs into action and flips the bow staff around, does the like glowing palm strike right to the center of his companion's chest, infusing it with life-giving key. Then he, in the same motion, he whips around, like creating a curtain of dust as he does the spin with his bow staff, and he comes up and immediately does these strikes to the center points of this creature's knees, both on one side and then on the other, with one like Muay Thai style like follow through kick on one side, and then he's back elbow spins the side of the knee on the other one. And each time the impact happens, there's this like crackling dark energy as he channels this negative energy into the strike each time.
Awesome.
Both Karina and the Fae that speaks with Karina's voice at the same time just turn and look at you and go, oh shit.
You just see like rocks and sand and dirt clumps just like fly off of this thing. Like
I can't do that. I'm down to 1 key point. So I burned a lot in that round.
okay.
Worth it!
Snacks, it is your turn. What are you gonna do?
So piggybacking on the oh shit, I kind of just oh shit. And I'm going to look down at Than, who, you know, has like just gotten up, or I guess I look up because everyone's up for me. Look around at everyone, like, you know, Grath had those like awesome hits, like, you know, you're pulling out Faye, like it's just like, yeah. And I rage.
Nice.
Make sure to tick that. And yeah, my eyes kind of dilate and I start getting like the frothy spit that you all know. And I just go ahead and leap ahead, and I'm going to attack with my battle axe.
Excellent.
Okay, and I have advantage because of pack tactics. tactics.
TX.
The first one is a 15.
That does not hit.
Okay. Then let's try that again. Come on, roll it, baby. Give me something good. What about a 16?
That does not hit.
Okay,
Sorry.
so what happens is I take my axe and I'm just like my eyes are so watery from the tears that I'm just like whiff and I lick my eyeballs again to clean out all of like the and I'm going to huff when I see that I have done nothing but hit the ground, and I'm going to just try to take my shield and just push this giant thing over.
Okay.
So
you push into it and it doesn't even really notice.
I don't get to do my shove.
I mean, you can try.
Oh,
I would like to try.
no faith.
So that's the bonus action.
Yeah, the shield master shove.
Okay.
So we doing athletics or?
I thought that was an RP. When you said that, sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Then I do
Okay.
my.
All right. I thought you were RPing it. Okay.
Yeah, you were just like no, and I was like.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Absolute. Sorry. I apologize.
Then I cry in real time.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to do my shield master shove.
Got it. Okay. That makes more sense to me now.
Yeah. So athletics versus athletics.
Which it's probably very bad at, since it's a big rock boy.
But it's
Do
a
I-
strong boy.
But it's a strong.
no.
It's a strong.
Oh, I know.
It's
I'm-
super strong.
I'm trying to be strong for snacks.
Do
Okay,
I
all
also
right.
get advantage from pack
because-
tactics on that?
You don't, but you get advantage because you're raging, and it's an athletics check.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Nice.
What you got?
Needed that. That is a dirty 20.
Wow, you did it.
Oh no.
Okay, so in my head, like I whiff, clean the eyes, and I just like look up at him and I just kind of like put my leg behind his leg and push. Like I do like a low-key like sweep the leg like grade school trip and knock him on his back.
Okay, great. So he's prone, right?
Yes.
All right.
And
Karina.
as a reaction, I'll also go.
Sweet. Wait, so this thing is knocked prone?
It's now
yes.
knocked prone, so I think you can take it home.
I hate
Damn,
this.
Snacks knocked an earth elemental prone, assuming that's what it is.
Yeah, couldn't hit it, but
Knock it prone. And sorry, and I apologize again. I thought you were just RPing.
oh, it's okay.
Sweep the leg.
I was like, is it that strong? And you're just like, no.
Sweetie,
Wow.
no. Okay, so Karina, who's just like this dark star field with no constellation because it's external, sort of walks forward and is just gonna touch Thanato. I don't know how to say your name. God, I'm so nervous. I don't know why. In the center of your back, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. Let's get you some hit points back. God, this dice roller does not enjoy. 12 more hit points back. With my bonus action, I will attempt that archer shot. It's a ranged attack, so I roll at disadvantage. It was a natural 20 and a 2.
Well, wait a second.
so-
Hang on. Wait a second. The prone is only disadvantage if you're outside of 5 feet. If you're close enough to heal me, I feel like you're close enough. But that's up to
But
the
I'm
DM.
doing a ranged spell attack.
Oh,
Like
alright.
it's that.
Okay.
It's okay. It's
I
fine.
did
It
a
was just
try.
So you got a
bonus-
natural
Thank
20
you.
anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't get to do anything with it, so it misses with. I'm assuming it misses with the bonus action. But then my my Fae is gonna go, and it has advantage because this thing is prone. Correct?
exactly.
Cool. And I did not get the natural 20 again, but it's a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Sweet. For 14 points of magical piercing damage.
Great.
Not trying. No. Okay. All right. Sorry. No. Do your thing. No. Go. Do your thing.
I'm done doing my thing. That was my thing.
Are there more
I was a
things that
less
need to be done?
effective leaf. I healed, and then I did her little heart.
I cried and I tripped.
It's now your turn anyway, Thanato.
All right. Let me just double check one thing here. I'm just reading something before I do it. Double check because this is important. This is. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So it's prone though, correct?
It is still prone. It has not had a chance to stand up yet.
So here is what I am going to do then. While it's laying there. I'm going to just see which spell seems appropriate.
The big one.
Yeah.
Right? All right. No, hang on. Let's see. The problem is,
Spells.
huh?
The biggest
So-
of spells.
So I'm gonna let you decide. So again, it's attacking within with a ranged attack if they're right next to you is disadvantage, but you have the prone condition gives advantage on attacks as long as you're within 5 feet, which I am. So you tell me, would it be a push? Would I have advantage? Would I have disadvantage? Because that is going to affect what I do next.
I'm gonna let you have advantage. I mean,
Okay.
it's an oversized creature, so it's a
Perfect. Okay, so
it's back.
perfect. So here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm just going to like look at Karina after she heals me and put a foot on its chest and just hold my hand up and cast a level 3 slot Jim's magic missiles. So 5 points of light appear over each finger. Just, my
Nice.
lowest was 17.
Okay. Oh,
You
good.
said-
That hits.
Oh, then yeah,
good.
then I'm about to hang on. Then I'm going to let me just roll this real quick.
Both Karina and Faye Constellation Karina just kind of giggle and clap. And
All
say,
right, hang on
"Ooh,
there.
Yay.
I love magic."
I howl.
Oh. Nope. Oh, curses. Hang on. I clicked the
death
wrong thing on
cleric,
D&D
Harry.
Beyond. That's true. It's all right because this is a number of D4 that I have to roll here. I am going to use D&D Beyond for this, and let's see what we come up with. Because I do not own that many D4, at least not close.
I'll be watching.
29 force damage.
Nice.
Yes. That it. So basically, please describe to me how
Oh my God,
you
amazing.
disintegrated this thing because
Yeah.
Amazing.
it just falls apart from this last attack. It's made of sand, dirt, and rocks.
This is and it starts like burning the hole through it, and I see like its mouth opens like it's going to say something. I just say, "Shh, don't fight it." Just burn all the way down through the middle of it.
Please die quietly.
And then I look at Leaf and Karina and I just go, "Thank you."
Leaf is like, as he's exhaling, because when Leaf palm struck you and healed you, he took that negative energy, that death energy of dropping you, and channeled it out through his body and back into the elemental. And so he nods to you, but you see him flexing his fingers as he's letting go of that last bit of negative energy that kind of flowed through he channeled through his body through the key, and he's just kind of nodding, flexing his hand as you just see like the darkening energy of like decay flee his fingers as like that healthy dark green color returns to his orcish skin, and he just nods and he says, "Don't do that."
I didn't plan to do it then.
Can everybody make a perception check for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Ugh! Don't use the digital roller.
14.
14.
17 for me. Wow, I finally rolled.
Well, my passive's 18, but I rolled 16.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Leaf
I rolled an 8.
Thanato, after this crazy thing happens, you notice of the 3 doors that are across the end of the cavern, you basically saw the door all the way to your left open and slam shut.
I would have done. I'd have been like, "Cool, just close the door."
Yeah. And we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. We blast through our breaks. We're gonna take a quick fiver, and we will be right back.
Awesome.
Ooh.
You have heard tell of a kobold queen with visions of a world made new in fire and rage. Driven by prophecy, she has filled her followers with the raging passion of her cause. Now, you step forth into her burning realm. Dark shapes move among the rising embers. Thick-skinned beasts belch gouts of fire. It's an ambush! Roll for initiative. Battle is about to commence. Epic encounters. Turn your RPG up to 11.
Sink into the peaceful sea in blue, become a shade. Years they sleep inside a moment, wake upon a blade. Resist, remain, shaken from the still. Resist, remain, no more time to kill. Break it out through the doors. Is there nothing worth saving anymore? Split the pillars of war. Is there nothing worth saving anymore? Hope is an ember in the dark. Spark of resistance will combine. Brothers burn the bonds of order, sisters slash the chains. Concrete titans scar the skyline, rotten to the grain. Resist, remain, flawless has no face. Resist, remain, rightness has no race. Breaking out through the doors. Is there nothing worth saving anymore? Split the pillars of war. Is there nothing worth
A kobold queen with visions of a world made new in fire and rage. Driven by prophecy, she has filled her followers with the raging passion of her cause. Now, you step forth into her burning realm. Dark shapes move among the rising embers. Thick-skinned beasts belch gouts of fire. It's an ambush! Roll for initiative. Battle is about to commence. Epic encounters. Turn your RPG up to 11.
1.
I love everyone. We're
We
great.
got this.
Hey, we're back, everybody. We are back. Welcome back to the Search for Gaxx, which is a celebration of Gary Con, the March to Gary Con, brought brought to you by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and we're still doing giveaways. You can win an Idle Champions Electrum chest with 5 cards, including gems and a potion, a digital Gaxx mega pack from Troll Lord Games, and a $50 gift certificate from Hero Forge. And at the top of the show, I didn't explain what GaryCon was. So for any new viewers, GaryCon is an annual game convention celebrating the life and works of Gary Gygax, who's considered the father of role-playing games. We do this by doing what he loved so much in life, playing games like the one we're playing right now that he happened to co-create, called Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, we're going to jump right back into it. So you just killed the earth sand elemental, and you're standing in the middle of the giant cavern. You see the 3 doors in front of you at the other end of the cavern, and you heard one of the doors open and then quickly close.
Yeah, which again, totally smart on their part. Absolutely would have done the same thing. It would have been like, nope.
I could use the rest, but we don't know who they're gonna notify, so probably should double time it.
So instead of the usual
shit, I'm
after
muted.
rage zoomies, because the rock guy got exploded and everything, have you guys ever seen how a dog gets sneezing fits?
Yeah.
Like my
Sure.
face is like pulling back, and I'm like,
Oh, excuse
And your nose, yeah.
Yeah, that was very impressive, everybody.
Hold
But-
on. I want to do something cheeky. Sorry, go ahead. You're the leader. Go ahead.
What are we doing here? We need to get out. There's probably countless enemies behind these doors waiting to attack us next. We need to get out of here. We need to go back on our journey. That was great and all, but I think it's time we're done playing dungeon crawler adventure, okay? We
Well,
have a
this-
task at hand.
Is that not the direction that we need to go, just underground?
You're right.
The
I'm
way
gonna do a thing.
Yes.
the way out is through. Yeah.
I want to make eye contact with the Fae and just point towards the door, and it can magically teleport 30 feet. So can it try to get to the door? And can it put I want it to poof onto the other side of the door. see what's going
would you
on.
be able to see what it? How does that work?
When the door was opened, was I able to see on the other side of it? Because that would give the fake
No.
creature visibility on what's on the other side.
You weren't.
Okay.
It was just a quick In fact, you didn't notice it until the door was closing and it slammed. If that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I want it to bamf to the other side of the door and pulls out its sword and looks at the group
Okay. And then you can see through. You have the ability, or you don't.
no, it can't see through.
Okay.
It's
so
just
you're.
standing outside of the door and kind of.
Oh, it's
posting
still
a
on
guard.
this side.
Yeah, it's still on
Okay,
our side
gotcha.
of the door.
Okay, great.
I'm
poof, right.
just heading towards the door and cure wounds on myself while I'm reaching out to open the door.
Well, are we fighting? Are we leaving?
Well,
Well-
we don't want them to get away either way.
are there any rats or anything around here?
Not
Do
that
I see any rats?
You don't see any rats.
It's worth an ask.
Okay.
I open the door as soon as I possibly can.
Okay, so you
Oh.
make it towards the door. You open it. What about the star creature?
The fake creature will defer to Thanata.
Sonata. Okay, great.
And it kind of speaks in Karina's voice, I mean, after you. Go ahead.
Okay, so you
I just
open-
look it up and down and I just go, I prefer the original.
Aww.
Yeah.
Don't be mad. And I'm now heckling the Fae one.
the door opens towards you, and you
Mhm.
open it up, and you see what looks to be a rather large common area. It looks like there's sort of a makeshift kitchen. There's some couches. There's some straw beds. It's rather large. It looks like to be about 70 feet in front of you. So towards the end of your dark vision, it kind of disappears. But there's like I said, there's a kitchen area. It's just kind of a junky filled common area with like crappy couches and
Do I
like
see a
that.
person running?
You don't see anyone running. You don't
Do
see.
we see anyone sitting or doing anything else?
You don't see anyone.
Okay.
But that being said, there's lots of places that someone could there's lots of things that someone could crouch behind.
All right.
I'm going to look around the room with my eagle eyes. Do I see anything?
Make me a perception check.
All right.
Grath, can you possibly track them?
Yeah.
21.
You think that you see a figure, a humanoid figure, hiding behind a sort of like locker, like a big foot locker that's large enough for like someone to hide behind.
Okay. Before I tell anyone else, I squint and I kind of see that, rub my eyes, make sure it's real. And I'm like, excuse me, do you have any food in the kitchen? Is it okay if I go like nibble? Oh, there's someone over there. I'm going to go check your kitchen.
The fake creature bamps to wherever where Snacks was talking.
Okay. The fake creature sees two cultists dressed similarly to the cultists upstairs. They're in their blue robes, and they're just cowering and extremely. You can just tell they're terrified.
It's going to hold its action. If they do anything remotely violent,
Okay,
it will attack.
They're just cowering.
Okay.
Just look at Grath and just slowly hold up the mace, like.
Okay, well, since our cover is blown,
What cover?
let's see what's.
They saw us kill the. I forgot my voice. That's how fucked up I am over the whole of this.
It's all good. All right, let's just see who these people are. I think Snacks has sussed out any.
I'm like in the kitchen grabbing things and throwing it over my head and trying to find some food.
Grath approaches these cultists just like head on, like they're still in the corner, right?
Mm-hmm. They're just
All
kind
right,
of cowering behind.
We're here to find out how to get through your underground cave system. I want you to answer our question. And she's trying to look as intimidating as possible and like mean. And I guess I'll cast, actually, I always forget how to pronounce this, but
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. I'm gonna like just kind of channel like the most intimidating voice I can.
Oh my
Okay.
God, I love it. Someone with low self-confidence using
Yeah.
that. It's just like really loud. So if it's okay with you.
Can you give me?
I want you to please tell me what is going on over here, and if you may, please tell us how to get through your cave. And it just like
I would like to perform the help action by saying, "Oh no, the voice. You know what she's about to do. I can't watch."
Can you
Fake
That's
Karina
right.
is going to do the same thing.
Can you make me an intimidation check, please?
I turn around from the kitchen with like some, like fruit juices and like holding pieces of bread, like, oh no.
Oh God, I used. Okay, does it show up on D&D? Okay.
Does she have
get
advantage?
Advantage from the help action? She should have advantage.
Please advantage.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna roll with the real dice because I got like.
I'm a
literally bad roll.
pushover.
I feel like we're
Cool, okay.
cyberbullying the DM.
Okay,
I mean,
so
that
with
is what
my,
the help action does.
Holy boy.
though.
with my actual dice, I got 18.
Yay!
Okay, great. They're like, it go through.
Yes, through the caves.
There's no way through these caves.
What?
What do you mean?
This is
Sorry, you go.
there's no way through these caves.
Did we zig when we should have zagged?
What are these caves? I suspect this is the home of your cult.
This is an outpost of our cult.
Oh, okay. Then where is your?
And he wouldn't have said cult, by the way.
Okay.
Our organization, our
Yeah,
belief, our
this is
faith,
an
our
outpost.
faith, our
Yeah.
faith. He'd probably say an outpost of our faith.
Yeah.
Your cult.
Where is your main post?
Many miles from here.
Where?
I mean, who are you?
Hey,
That is
don't
no
yell.
concern to
Out of it
you.
a little bit.
We are the ones that just smashed down an elemental and carved our way into this place.
Oh, don't forget, we blew up your leader while you were in the middle of a cult, like you were doing like a group song.
I'd take out the blue fruit and I'm like, they won't be needing these anymore.
I exploded them.
We're just the cook and the janitor, okay?
Awesome.
Okay.
So
Can we
I
make something for snacks to eat?
yeah, I push through the legs and stand very tall. Be like,
Well then, I would like to be fed.
If
What's
we-
behind the
will you leave
other
us
two
alone?
doors?
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again.
What's behind the other two doors?
A storeroom and our leader's room.
Ooh, which one's the leader's room?
The one in the middle.
Are we your leader now? Because we killed your leader.
Is that how it works?
I'm
I
also
don't-
blue, so I feel like it's pretty
I don't know.
continuous.
They do look at you like
Clearly
they're like
divine.
give a double take.
I'm very blue.
I don't know. I don't even like. I don't even know what's going on.
Okay, cook, you make food for snacks, and honestly, all of us. Janitor, show us which room is the leader's room, and we're gonna go into it and take all the stuff out, and then you guys can just hang out or run away, whatever you want to do.
I do have a question for you.
Wait,
Yes.
me or them?
For them.
Mm.
And Leaf is just going to lean casually on his bow staff and just say, "The face of the one you worship. Tell me about him. Who is he? Why does he deserve your undying loyalty?"
He is the answer to all of our questions. He is the seeker.
The Seeker. Is that
But-
what he is known by, or does he have other names that those of us who do not know the Seeker would know?
I have always known him as the seeker.
What is he seeking?
He helps to guide us through the wastes to find the hidden treasures.
Now, I'm going to ask you a very direct question, and you're going to likely be afraid to answer, but it's important that you answer honestly. Do you understand?
All right.
The altar. Do you sacrifice people upon that?
Who said that? No.
What is it for?
It is where we worship our God.
And the rumors I've heard about the blue people, your kind,
The Musri.
yes, taking from those who travel on the roads. Is this true?
That was not us. That has happened to us as well.
Really?
Ever since that city appeared, we have also been affected by this.
Then my last question to you before I ask you about this city is, when we came upon all of you in this cave, your leader's first instinct was to slaughter us where we stood. Is this the way of your cult?
I am a recent addition to this outpost. I'm a newer recruit, you might say, and you notice that that their skin isn't quite as blue as the others.
So
Hey,
you're a
insight
new
check.
blue,
New
Insight
blue.
check's a great
Yeah.
idea.
bluely.
Insight's one of the few things I can do. I don't have persuasion.
Sweet.
But yeah, if I think we should both insight check him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
insight check.
cool.
For it.
Perf.
Actually, if
Do you want me to assist you?
Well, I was gonna say, how would you assist on this? Like, how can we? You
I
know what I
mean-
could do? What I'll do is I'm listening. Why don't you? Where are you at?
+7.
Okay, you should take the lead because I'm 6. So what I'll do is I'll just look over at you as he's answering this and kind of quirk a brow. And my insight check, my assist to give you advantage on the roll would literally just be like, "Are you also hearing this?" Kind of like that look you would see in an interrogation scene.
100%. Yeah.
He just kind of glances over at you as he's talking and nods to you to see how you're taking it.
I got a 23 on my insight check.
You feel like they're telling you the truth.
Now, I know you believe what you're saying, but recency doesn't mean a lack of culpability. And you signed up to be a part of this. So why shouldn't we treat you like we treated the others?
And we liquefied the last guy.
Mhm.
I just seek knowledge and the mysteries of the universe like anyone. This was the path that I chose. Do you want me to make you some food?
Oh, it's forgiven.
And I just give Leaf like a little nod as like this interaction
Okay.
is happening.
So the cook cautiously stands up and kind of moves towards the kitchen area.
Okay.
I follow behind and I pull out my copy of the map that's all like crumpled up and I hold it up like as I'm following him, chewing on like probably a half rotten apple. Be like, by the way, we're going here. Do you know where these guys' house is?
I've never even been close to there.
Okay, worth an ask.
I don't like spicy.
Groups of our people have gone there too and disappeared afterwards, so we don't go anywhere near there.
The city. Do you know where the city is?
Yes, it's about 20 miles from here. You can't miss it. It's right on the road.
And there's no way to get there through your caves?
No.
What?
20 miles.
Why didn't we just take the road?
We can still take the road.
Well,
Because you heard chanting and you
We heard
investigated the
chanting. We went
chanting.
to investigate, and the guy's instinct immediately upon seeing us was, "Hey, look, some walking corpses for ourselves."
I look at Grath and I say, I realize this is a setback, but at least they won't waylay any other unwary travelers.
Yeah, somebody looking
Very
for
true.
came for shelter would have been murdered on the spot.
I head
Don't
over
have
to
any
the
regrets
Very
here.
I head over to the middle door. He's like the boss's room. I'm like, if you hear yelling, maybe come check. And then I go open the door.
It's locked.
Leave the
You want me to smash the door in? Is that what you're asking, Leaf?
no, don't you have the keys, man? It was your idea in the first place.
I mean, pulls the keys out and just he's gonna like jingle the keys in his hand and look down at this cook again for a second, and he's going to just say to the cook,
Well, the cook is cooking, and then you've got the janitor.
sure.
So the janitor kind of accompanied you.
The two of these guys that are here, can I get an insight? Can I roll an insight check just to get a general sense of like, does Lee feel like these two guys are literally just wrong place, wrong time? Like
Sure.
this was our first day at Bible study. We didn't know that we had joined.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
We haven't even cracked the spine on the book yet.
Man, jeez. All right, I rolled a total of 21.
You have the instinct that they are telling you the truth, that they're noobs, and
Okay.
that they probably weren't upstairs doing the ritual because they don't even know how to do it yet.
Okay.
So they're given the grunt work.
I'm going to tell them both. I'm going to say the two of you will be safe. You seem well enough, and your instinct doesn't seem to be hurting those who you encounter. And Leaf kind of nods to everybody, letting him know that, like, hey, let's not no kill I. kind of on these two guys, and turns back and says to them, and says, "Your leader, is she behind this door? Do you know?"
Our leader was upstairs.
Yeah.
Now, upstairs, that's where we came from, right? The worship room, essentially.
Oh,
Let's see,
Yeah.
yay tall,
waterbed.
blue skin.
So the leader is currently wallpaper right now, correct?
We kind of splattered youth group,
Okay.
but
So
it's fine.
all right. And in that case, he's just gonna nod to the two of them then and say, "Very good then." And looks over at Thanato and just says, "Let's try these keys, I guess." And I'll go over to the door and try one of these keys on the door.
Okay, the second key that you try works.
Okay.
Click, click.
There you have it. So yeah, he'll just look at Thanato and nod. And
Search the room. Search
Yeah.
both rooms, really.
yeah.
Okay. We'll start with the leader's room. It's a pretty it's what you might expect the room to a leader of a religious cult would look like. Although even though this is an outpost, so he's not like the total leader, that it's pretty well furnished, as well as it can be in the bottom of a sand cave, but it's carved out nicely, and there's a nice bed and furniture, and there's a foot locker that is locked, but you haven't tried the key on it yet. And
Bless you.
there's
Thank you.
a dresser and things of that nature.
Okay. All right.
Proceed to rob everything.
I was gonna say, Leaf is gonna watch. He's not gonna.
Okay. While you're looking through the footlocker, what you do find is a really interesting item. I'm gonna give you a picture of it. And Casey, if you want to show photo number 2, picture number 2,
What do we?
you guys can take a look at this. Should be right there. So what you can deduce is it looks like the hilt of a sword, but it looks like it's made of a material that you're not familiar with at all.
Pick it up.
That can't be sinister.
Yeah, that's going to be fine. I pick it up.
Yeah.
Anything happen?
You pick it up, nothing happens. You do
I try and will it to do something. I'm like,
I think there's something on the hilt here, and
pointed
Graf
at my
kind of gets
face.
closer. Like
No.
I want Graf to inspect the hilt
Yeah.
or the clasp. It looks like there's a little.
Can you give me an investigation check on it?
Ooh, I got an 18
Hey.
plus 2, so that's a dirty 20.
You definitely get the feeling that that's a switch of some kind.
There's
Oh,
a switch
boy.
on this handle. Should we press it here?
Very much, yeah. Like immediately, like.
What
Mhm.
does it start doing now?
Okay, you
It's a fleshlight mimic.
I have to be on mute because I'm laughing so hard
No,
over here. I'm
you
gonna cry and strip.
Rivka did this to me, and I'm not an adult anymore and cannot be here.
switch, and a blade of light appears to come out of it, and it now resembles a sword, but the blade itself it looks like nothing you've ever seen before.
Okay, so you know what this reminds me of, you guys?
What? I'm sorry.
It just reminds me of I forgot. Sorry, I have no idea. I've never seen anything like this before.
It's like a sword made out of laser.
Yeah, like a
What's
like
a laser?
like a laser sword or
Zoom, zoom. Does it make a roaming noise when I whip it
No
around?
rooming noise. There's no noise.
Looks like a blade from a land far, far away.
Actually, I will say this.
Made long
probably from a long
ago.
time ago.
When the flip is when it's flipped, when the switch is flipped, you do sort of feel you feel a vibration slightly coming from the hilt, and if you listen closely as you're examining it, it almost feels like there's a humming coming from inside the hilt area.
I go towards his bed, which I know he doesn't need, and try and cut. I wish you all could see chat, by the way. We are infants. We are infants.
I take
And
full
a dude
responsibility.
just like
Sorry.
cut down through his bed.
I just looked. Oh man, it's
Mhm.
not.
Does
It's
it have a
vibrating like
does it
there's
have a
a
remote
power
control
source,
where you
like
can
there's a
turn it on
power
and off
source,
from
okay?
like across the room, and then it gets like really weird? Yeah, right.
Just like there's a power source.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mhm.
I don't know much about
My
that weapon,
adventures are
but I feel like
wholesome,
I would
okay?
be proficient with it.
It's an improvised weapon, you might say.
God,
Do you try and cut the bed in half and see what happens?
You get the feeling that you could cut it in half pretty easily. Like it feels way more
limit bed cutter.
powerful than like your sword per se.
Mm-hmm. I just sort of look at it and I'm like, does anybody mind if I
I'm in the other room still
Yeah.
talking with the cook. Karina has started to pull out all of her star maps and is getting very, she's just improvised lecture because they said that they were knowledge seekers. And she's like, I know a lot about the stars, so keep cooking. You pull up a chair, and she's just giving an improvised lecture now. So
I'm going to, I have a wooden bowl filled with stew in my hands, and I'm drinking that while I am kind of poking around and seeing if there is anything else in the leader's quarters worth grabbing.
You find a little cache of gold pieces, maybe like 10. And you find that's about all you find. I mean, like whatever he had on him was mostly destroyed.
I
when
mean,
you guys
real
disintegrated.
talk here. Do I find some bones, perhaps a pretty rock, a shiny stone?
No.
All right, I turn around and I walk.
What are you getting
towards-
at?
I'm sorry?
What are you getting at? Am I missing something?
No, I like bones. And
Oh,
look at
okay.
me. What do you think I'm looking for?
I'm
she's
laughing
a little
because
trash panda.
Vivica's disappointment was so palpable just now. Because we didn't find like a little rock.
Oh, okay. I turn
I
around.
mean, there's
and I
rocks
walk-
back out in the cavern.
Yeah, do you want to keep some of those dead boy rocks?
I turn around and I walk up towards Stan, who has his sword, and I'm just like, I didn't find anything good. There's nothing. There's no bones. There was no glass shards. Nothing shiny. Here, I found this, and I just hand you the gold. It's dirty.
Well, there's bones of the people that we killed on the way here. That counts, right?
Oh, can we go on the way? Can we? collect them?
Absolutely. Yes, of course. They aren't using them, right?
I just plop right down cross-legged with my little stew, looking very pleased with myself and think about all the crafts I'm going to make.
We do need to open the third door, though. The door that was the storage room.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Let's get this over with. Let's open this door. Sooner we can do that, the sooner we can
It's
get
a
out of here.
storage room. There's barrels and crates and dried fruits and dried meats and good to take with you, probably a small amount, just so you replenish your supplies.
Well, are we all done here, everybody?
I'm like filling my pockets and eating.
And that's the whole thing, is astrology is real. It super makes sense when you think about it on like a metaphysical level.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, okay. Oh, what's happening? Did we take all your stuff?
Yeah, we found a few things, some food. Donato, would you like to show Karina the sword thing?
The what?
We found this blade. It does not seem like any sort of blade we've ever seen before, honestly.
From out in the hallway.
Oh, he's just running. You're running around like swinging around.
Yeah.
Just observe right there.
Huh.
He's demonstrating in the hall.
Ooh, I'm happy he's happy.
Have we all had our fun here? I think it's time we go back out since there is no way through, apparently.
What are the names of these two guys?
Oh, their names are. Hold on, I have their names actually.
While you're looking that up, I just say, might I impress upon you a little rest?
Yeah.
This has been a taxing journey.
Yeah, why don't we take a little nap?
Gravat Sandspear and Braun Crestflare.
Gravat, Braun, we're gonna stay here overnight. If you try to do anything to us, we will murder you. Beyond that, are you good? Like just to take off in the morning or now or whenever? Is that okay for you?
Can we leave now?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can we take a little bit of food and
Oh,
water?
yeah, absolutely. We're not monsters. Karina has not cleaned the gore off of her from the last room.
Made a point
look
not
like
to
a
clean
character in-
anyone but Leaf. Yes.
Yep.
You totally look like a character during like a dialogue scene in Dragon Age where you just have spatter all over your
Yep.
face.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just having a very casual conversation.
Yeah, I think if it's okay, I think we're gonna leave right now.
Feels fair.
Oh, tell anyone you saw us and we'll find you and kill everyone you ever loved.
Oh, that was intense.
Okay.
And
Not wrong.
also-
He's not wrong.
And also, and I throw the empty, licked, absolutely clean bowl on the table. Is your religion against spices?
Ugh, you told them no spicy.
Not spices, spices. It's like white
Oh.
rice. It's just bland.
Mm.
Like salt.
Blue people, am I right?
They haven't even taught me.
Excuse me.
All right. They like start backing away and like going back towards
Steve nods to them that they should leave now. He's just kind of like
the hallway, and then back up the ramp. Sort of with
Oh, tell everyone your God is a lie and death is the only truth.
What the
And
fuck?
explore basil.
what the
Look,
Thought I finally made friends.
Look,
I
we
really taught them
killed
something.
Thank
9
you for the
worshippers in the
education.
shadow of their
You're
idol,
welcome.
and it did nothing.
This.
You were the one true blue deity. Did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. They're both a bunch of Sagittarius, so don't worry about that.
Is that bad?
Oh, that only makes sense on one very specific plane of existence. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I just like sit on one of the beds with like my back against the wall facing the door and do my like not sleep thing.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna start right there.
Oh,
Cool.
we're
cool,
just
cool, cool, cool.
sleeping here then? Is that what we're doing, everybody? We're just gonna sleep in this the depths of this cave where we are easily trapped by who knows who they're gonna talk to once they get out of here.
Oh,
Do
no,
we really
they're
want to do this?
Very harmless.
I grab Grath's little fabric on her legs and I pull. He's like,
Sleepies. Sleepies.
All right, who's gonna take first watch? Is Donato?
He takes
No,
every watch.
All
Yeah.
right. Keep that blade at the ready because who knows what's gonna come down that stairwell.
Nothing's gonna come down. It's fine.
But the rock colossus monster came from the ground.
It's fine.
It's already dead, so.
Okay, Faye, come here. And I like hug her until she dissolves into my body.
Okay, all right. Quick rest.
Snacks, I won't do that to you, I promise, tonight.
You'd like it.
You still have the sword?
Turn it off.
I grab Grath's leg and start trying to pull her towards the bed.
Sleep.
Oh, okay, all right. Grath just accepts. Okay. We're gonna get some rest and then we're getting out of here. First thing in the morning, she kind of like can't see the sky. So first thing after, we're getting out of here, okay?
I let you take a moment to get comfortable, and however you're comfortable, I climb onto the highest point of your body. So either like a chest or like a hip, depending on if you're like
Okay.
a front or side sleeper, or maybe a bum if you're like, and I just curl up and it's out.
Leaf is
Falls
going
asleep
to
a little bit too.
listening to while Leaf is listening to all of this, he's gonna be double checking his pack. Now that he knows that it's a 20-mile journey, he's starting to have concerns about rations and whatnot. So he just kind of looks through the pack, looks around for any extra foods or anything like that that he might be able to put in there. But he just kind of gets quiet and just watching everybody as he starts like putting stuff away.
As he's fiddling with that, Karina's gonna come over with a bowl of the bland stew and just kind of like sit down next to Leaf. Like, "Oh,
Okay.
you know that will it just and kind of smack your hand.
Mm.
Just wait a couple minutes. All of that will keep. Eat something."
Also, I eat trash, so it probably tastes great to you guys.
That's fair.
The orc just takes it and sniffs it and starts to immediately sip out of the bowl.
How you doing?
Good. If you
Oh,
like-
no. You're not going to lie to me. That's not a thing we're going to do now.
He tugs at his beard for a second and seems to be considering for a moment and says, "At the moment, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?"
Oh, I make it a habit to kind of just go with the flow. And I see the group of people that we've become, and I remain unbothered. But you are, for better, a different sort.
I suppose. If I can be honest with you, I'm worried about Grath.
How so? I mean, you know what? Snacks only kicks in her sleep like a little bit. She'll be fine. I can give her like a cure wounds in
Oh,
the
no.
morning.
No, nothing like that. I'm worried about Grath because I sense that she seems to be worried about foes coming at us at every angle. The way I treat magic, she treats, well, everything. And being our leader seems to be putting a lot of pressure on her. We need to support her more. She's doing a good job, I think, but self-doubt is apparent, and I want to help her as a friend to get rid of that.
I'll admit that we could be doing more to be more obviously supportive, but she's not our leader by default.
True.
She sees and understands. She gets the lay of things faster than the rest of us.
And starts to pull his wrap off his hands. Just gets quiet after that.
Grath is fast asleep. She's like put some of her like her jacket. She opened her jacket up and like put it over Snacks and is just kind of finally drifted off into somewhat of a restful sleep.
So you are doing all right as well?
I'm good. I tend to have my head up in the above the clouds, so to speak. So
Do you mind if I ask you why you do this? I know my reasons, but all of this, the delivery that we do and working for this XIII company that we work for, why do you do it? We've never actually spoken of it before.
yeah, I'm not a fan of the wet work by any stretch of the imagination, but like the blue humans, I just want to learn. I want to see all the worlds, and we've been so many places.
Good answer.
Yeah.
He balls up the wraps and stuffs it into his pack and flexes his hands a little bit.
So are we going to talk about you now, or are you going to keep deflecting?
No, I can talk about me if you want to talk about me.
I do. You're quite taciturn, but
I'm still learning how to have a sense of humor. It's one of my weaknesses, unfortunately.
I'll keep hanging around us.
Mm. And looks around at the party for a moment and says, despite the violence and the suppressed anger and rage in this party, truth is, good people here. Good people. Could turn on a dime.
Mm-hmm.
And he nods over to Thanato, but he says, but good people.
Do you remember what he was like before?
No, not really. But do sense something of a kindred spirit in Thanato. He also struggles, I think, personally, with repressed rage.
He died. And he won't tell us what happened or where he was. And he's so different now.
Mm.
That is my biggest regret.
Why?
And even he died stopping something stupid from killing me because I was staring up at the sky.
But that was his choice.
But he made it on my behalf.
No, he made it on his behalf. He decided to save you.
Well, if anything comes towards you, I'll save you too. And we'll just be a big chain of very sad, very stern people.
All right. The rest of the night goes through uneventfully, or I suppose the day, since you guys are traveling at night, and your long rest was successful.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh my God, stuff back. Thank you.
All right. I love seeing all of that key get restored.
You'll love to see it.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll a d20 and see if we're wheel or woe today.
My portents are 3 and 16.
Got a
Well,
natural
that's a
20.
sexy roll. 3 and 16.
Yeah. I mean, and you can use one on yourself too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right? So you can use that 16 on you and the 3 on.
Yup.
All right.
I mean, optimal is 1 and 20, but I'll take 3 and 16 as a pretty good spread. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
In the morning or whatever, after a long rest, Karina is just staring into her open umbrella where you can see the night sky. And she's like, all right, portents acquired. Wheel. It's going to be a great day. Probably.
I will say, as we're sort of like getting moving and everything, I just kind of come near Karina while she's getting things ready. Whoops, sorry. And I just say, I overheard you last night.
Oh God, you don't sleep?
No.
Uh-huh.
Whatever I am now, I would have died 1,000 times to spare you it even once.
She's just going to pull you into a big hug. I am forever grateful. And I remember what you were, but I still appreciate who you are now. And I will follow you anywhere.
It's not all bad. I promise.
Why do you have a vibrator? Are we going to talk about that now?
I sort of looked both ways, and I was like, I was waiting till we got back to the ship, but
As this exchange is happening, he is actually finishing his pack up, and he is just going to, as he's glancing over, he's just going to mumble to himself, "Good people."
And after our hug in this moment, I look at Grath and I say, Captain, what do you want us to do now?
Venato, I think it's time we get the hells out of here.
And it
Grath
is at
like,
this
I didn't want
point-
to be here in the first place.
It is at this point
I'm not
that
even
you
supposed to
realize
be here today.
just how much snack sleepy drool is all over you.
Oh, I'm still kind of cradling snacks as I'm
I'm
getting up.
still out, and the drool is stringy.
Would you like me to, I can
Yeah. Where's her little pouch? Put her in there.
prestidigitation the goober off of off of Grath. Yeah. When that stuff dries, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll no worries. I'll take care of it. I'm just gonna wipe this off. All right, we're done searching and discovering doors and rock monsters, everybody.
All right.
Good news is nothing murdered us in the night, so I think this place is done for. Just
Yay.
for the record, since they are cultists, I start green flame blading all the furniture and setting everything on fire.
Why are we burning
Screw
everything?
this place in particular.
hold on.
Yes.
All right.
No, you should
All
run.
right.
You all should go. I don't breathe.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, on the double, everybody. We're done
Right.
here.
Right.
Did someone put me in a pack because
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
wake up until
I got
someone
you.
wakes me up? So
Yeah.
now I'm just in green fire.
You're
Yeah.
the last thing I pack when
No.
I pack up. So just let you.
No.
You need a couple extra minutes. We're good.
I make a point
Yeah.
to destroy everything. His room, the storeroom, like whatever we couldn't carry, no one gets. Yeah. Yeah.
Graph
Ruined.
takes the
Okay,
vanguard.
so you guys start making your way back up the ramp
Mhm.
rather quickly, so as to not to inhale the fumes. Okay, so you make your way back up the ramp. You're now just passing the see-through door. You gonna close that or keep it
Oh.
open? Or, I don't know.
Let's-
Just keep
I
going.
mean, let's close it because I have the key, so they're not ever going back to their place
Yeah.
of worship again.
Right, fair
So
enough.
I'll close it up and lock it.
Okay, so you close it. You're making your way back up the ramp. You're now in the temple area, and then there's the little cave area to get.
Do the same thing to the pews on the way out. Like anything that can get set on fire gets set on fire on the way out of this place. Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
And then you have sort of a 30-foot smaller incline to get to the head of the cave. Can everybody make perception checks for me as you're getting to the mouth of the cave?
Perception check.
19.
I peek up a little bit in the who's holding me? Who wants to hold me? All right, cool. As I'm like in the snacks pack, I just like kind of peek up a little, and I got a 21.
Who wants to hold me?
I'm in the front. I just rolled a 24.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm just
got
like
a-
on alert mode.
Mm-hmm.
I got a
You-
17.
And 22.
You get the unmistakable whiff of a minotaur smell as you're walking towards the mouth of the cave.
Oh man.
Turn to everybody. Minotaur. Shh. Be quiet as we get out of here. I think there's definitely some minotaurs out there.
Could we try to sneak?
Let's do that. And I actually want to cast, what is it called?
Pass without a trace?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pass without a trace.
Good.
Over, like
'Cause guess
everybody.
who's got no chance otherwise?
So I cast that over us. All right, everyone, just quiet. Like shadows. We are out of here. Do not speak to any minotaurs we see. We need to get back on track and out of here.
Okay. So you cast Pass Without a Trace, and as you start to make it to the mouth of the cave, you see before you see 4 minotaurs that look very similar to Evander's minotaurs. Maybe they're even the ones that you saw before.
Okay.
But they don't really seem to notice you. But who does notice you is, do you remember Gartholomew?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh man, please
Bartholomew,
tell me this isn't where he reveals he's some kind of demi-lich or something.
Bartholomew
Told you we
is
should have killed that
floating
guy.
in the sky, 10 feet in the air, and he can see all of you.
Man, I was supportive. Like I was all about this dude.
And he looked at you, and he looks at you, and he goes, "You should have taken me with you. You should have taken me with you." And then out of nowhere, you hear music start to play, and then you realize that he's holding his little lute again and singing at you, floating 10 feet in the air. He starts singing a song. "You should have taken me with you. You should have told my father no. Should have taken me with you. Now it's time for you to go. No one ever believed me when they said I'd be a bard. Now I'm sending you somewhere where your life will be hard. You will fail. You will fall." Everyone make Constitution saving throws. please.
Oh.
I love that song from
Wait a
System of a
minute.
Down.
Bright white light fill your senses. It's almost as if a nuclear explosion went off with no sound, but just all light and energy consuming you.
It's a con save.
Concept.
Ooh.
I'm gonna now, Jason. I want you to be honest with me for a second, okay?
Oh.
Does a 3 pass?
Oh God.
Well, guess what?
Sir.
Guess who got a
Five.
1? Guess who got a 1?
Got a 1.
Wait, I got a natural 20. It's not gonna matter because we all did bad.
I feel like I just turned my head and I look at you guys. I'm like, see, I wanted to kill him. You all said don't kill him. I'm like,
I
not
was
paying
jamming to
attention
it.
at
I was a
all.
fan. I couldn't.
Okay, the next thing, basically you're all knocked unconscious. The next thing that happens.
Wait, even with my natural 20?
even
I
with
got a
your natural
17.
20, you're not
Oh, beans.
sorry.
Can't save against plot devices.
Exactly.
Dramatic fade.
Actually, what I would say is this: is that because you got a natural 20, you were conscious for this whole thing.
Yeah, that's
So
worse. Thank you.
everyone was unconscious, but you. And what you saw was after the flash, you saw a multitude of stars, almost like you're floating out in space. You've been in the astral plane before, but it's not really the same thing. And it was only for a moment, and then the 5 of you sort of fall for not very high of a height. It almost feels like you fell from about 10 feet, but you're now in a heavily wooded forest. You get the feeling that you are nowhere near where you were before. And the first thing that that you see is picture 5
Oh boy.
that I'm giving you.
What does
God.
that mean? What does that
I'm
mean?
so nervous.
Dreaded picture 5.
don't
We
wanna
knew this
click
was
it.
Coming.
Oh,
If I don't
no.
click
You're gonna
it,
wanna
I can't
click
know what
picture
it
5.
is.
Can I roll to disbelieve?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Oh,
is
no,
you already
thank
sent this
you.
to us. Okay.
No.
Let me-
Thanks,
no,
I hate it.
I
No,
sent you
thank
picture
you.
5 last week, but we didn't use picture 5.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, you told
No,
us
its
Episode
arms are wrong.
5.
2-5.
I just put it. It's right there in your chat.
Yep.
Why am I not seeing it?
Just sent it.
Oh, okay, got it. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, what's up?
So you see this crazy creature that has feet for hands and hands for feet,
Oh, hey.
Mm-mm.
and he looks at you and he looks at all of you and he says, and he yells back behind him. He's like, "Hey, Plucky! Hey, Clucky! We're gonna eat good tonight." And then you look behind him and you see 6. And that's Plucky and Clucky. And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Mm. No, I don't feel great
Our-
about that. No.
Everything dies.
It's a shame. It was a good song too. Well, so
Is that a
everybody
Han
knows.
It's a good
Solo
song.
blaster that thing is carrying?
You also look down. You also look down at the crystal in your wrist. Remember to call your boss,
Yeah.
which is normally a red color.
Mhm.
It's now clear.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay.
And we'll bring it back next week. Before we go, though, everyone, I want, because I didn't do this last week too, please tell everyone on the internet where they can find you. Let's start with Karina. Abria, tell us where everyone can find you.
Hi, I'm Abria Iyengar. You can follow me on social media at Quiddie, Quiddie. I stream all over the place. You can catch me on Fridays over on Pixel Circus at 6 p.m. With the Failed Save Squad, and on Mondays playing Rime of the Frost Maiden on D&D's Twitch channel at 1 p.m. And then there's like 3 very cool, very secret projects that I'll be announcing soon. So stay tuned for those.
Great. Vivka.
Hey, I'm Vivid Vivka. That's VIVID VIVKA. Everyone misspells my name. You can find me on Twitter and honestly TikTok more than not, because I love making those stupid little video jokes. But yeah, I say words about stuff and I do things, and find me on the social medias. I do this.
Adriana.
Hello, everybody. My name is Adriana. You can find me online as Adriosa Gaming or on Twitch at Adriosa. And I do all sorts of like video game streams whenever I have free time, play whatever I want. But I also role play in awesome shows like this with all these amazing nerds, you know, here and there. So yeah, if you wanted to see my stuff, go check me out. Thank you.
Oh, and before I think we're going to show picture 6 really quick,
Yes.
because we showed 5 but not 6 to the audience, and they're
Yeah, we
they're
gotta show
demanding number
Plucky and
6.
Plucky.
Yeah.
They want to see
wanna
Clucky
the
and Plucky.
Cyclops cock. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like that is an
that's it.
accurate
Cyclops
statement.
here.
Like
Hand
that
out the
is
gutter.
a valid description of what it is.
Yeah.
Plucky and
The
Plucky.
Cyclock. The Cycock. No.
Mm.
No, all right.
Not gonna find it. Not gonna
Bruce
find it. I'm gonna
just
leave. I'm gonna leave these
Workshop
jokes
it.
to
Find it
B
anytime
Dave moving
soon.
forward.
Okay, you know what, Eric? Why don't you tell us about you?
Yes. Yes. My name is Eric. You can find me at 16-bit Eric on all the social medias. I've been running a Star Trek game for the past year over on Q Times at 6 p.m. on Mondays, called Clear Skies. You can find us there. We alternate the last Monday of every month, by the way. We have Blood of the Void, which is our Klingon campaign run by the brilliant Elisa Pearl. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I live stream on my personal Twitch channel at 9:30 a.m. PST. And come say hi. And I hope to God I get to play more D&D. Like, I want more. Thank you.
And B Dave.
Dave Walters to say words about things. You can find me wherever fine streaming content can be located. I'm somewhere doing something almost every night of the week. To Monday, Idle Champions. Hey, at 11 is Champions of Lore, and then at 4 is part 2 now, where we're moving into the Festival of Fools. So check that out at 4 Pacific. And then I'm all over the place. I don't expect you to keep up with it. Just the Heroes of the Plane starts Tuesday. Starfinder Skyward Stars starts Wednesday. Black Dice Society is coming soon.
What is Black Dice Society?
We'll tell you on the 22nd. I'll tell you that. There it is. I'll have a preview to the preview now. We'll tell you on the 22nd. And yeah, just follow me at B Dave Walters to figure it out. And I'm just glad that now I got this great new carving knife. When
Yeah,
I
you can
see
dice some
those
things up
freaking
with
giant
that.
chickens. Yes.
Does it flash fry the chickens when we?
I sure hope so.
I'm so excited for next
Sure.
week now.
Chicken
I'm-
tonkatsu or
I'm-
something like.
I'm not a member of the Black Dice Society of B Dave's, but I'm a member of my own Black Dice Society, because Norse Foundry just made me a black metal D20, and here it is. You can get
It is both black
Oh.
and metal, and it
cool.
glows. It does
It's
the
black
glow.
metal. So I mean, I
good.
feel like
Cool.
B Dave, I feel like I should at least get you one for Black Dice Society when
I feel that's
starts.
product placement. You know, I will ham it up for you. Yes.
Yeah, of
Aw.
course.
Yeah, you
And
gotta learn how
I thank you so much to Gary Con, to Idle Champions, to Hero Forge, to Troll Lord Games. I'm Jason Charles Miller, and you can find me Jason Charles Miller everywhere. I also have my own show on Idle Champions called Bardic Inspiration, where we write a song every week about a different Dungeons and Dragons character. And we just announced that we're releasing 8 songs from the first 20 episodes as an album that will be available as DLC in Idle Champions. So
Dope.
you got to check that out. It was really fun to make. And
Who
we'll
has this
all be
on?
back here next Saturday at 6.
Yes.
Thank you all so
Yay!
much.
Thank you. That was so
See you
fun.
next week.
Very well.
You have heard tell of a kobold queen with visions of a world made new in fire and rage. Driven by prophecy, she has filled her followers with the raging passion of her cause. Now, you step forth into her burning realm. Dark shapes move among the rising embers. Thick-skinned beasts belch gouts of fire. It's an ambush! Roll for initiative. Battle is about to commence. Epic encounters. Turn your RPG up to 11.